at the manager position. We've seen that before with AJ Preller still as GM, and they've still been losing seasons. It still hasn't worked.
Now, here are the guys.
Yeah. Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate Big Ridge TV and Fletch with you on this hump day. And we have news. We have updates. We have decision-making taking place, I'm sure, behind the scenes. But what has been reported on is, and this is all in pertinence to the Padres, is the fact that really no news is good news for Bob Melvin.
I really thought you were about to say something cool when you said we have news.
No.
I was like
something about our show.
Well, we
like, oh my God, we're getting naked and doing the show naked today?
No.
again?
Yeah. Nope. There's no.
Oh my God, the best bracket ever is going viral again?
Well, that happens actually like monthly. All of a sudden it'll be like Indonesia picks it up and they're like, wow, like this is incredible. Can't wait for next March.
It's crazy. We have no presence on Reddit. It's gone viral on Reddit 3 separate times.
Yeah.
Where
really.
I get messages from like college buddies being like, hey, is this you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's gone viral on Reddit. It's gone viral on Twitter. Obviously, it's viral on TikTok. The only place the best bracket ever never went viral was Instagram.
500 views. Let's go.
It is stuck right where it started. Nothing. But no, the news isn't about us, and frankly, the news isn't about the Padres either. I'll open this up with a quick quote from a Kevin Acee article. He'll join us later in the show. Our Padres insider here on San Diego Sports 760, beat writer on the Padres with the San Diego Union Tribune. He writes, Padres president of baseball operations, AJ Preller, continued on Tuesdays to conduct business as he usually would at the end of a season, lending credence to the belief he will return for a 10th season. It is also expected that manager Bob Melvin will return, according to people who have talked to both men. That has not been confirmed, and the team officials did not comment yesterday. So, as of yesterday, Tuesday, October 3rd, no news is good news for Melvin and Preller. Seidler, who's out of the picture right now, but still involved. He's recovering from some sort of medical procedure. That's been kept very close to the vest. And his equity partner, Eric Kutsanda, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, not exactly sure. His CEO, Eric Grupner, and the two men spoken about in this quote from Kevin Acee's article all had, I guess, a come-to-Jesus meeting as of Monday. And the outcomes appear that they're going to try to keep on keeping on with the crew.
Is it not weird to either of you guys that we haven't had a press conference yet? Generally, after a season, we get one the next day.
Well, I mean, there's some turmoil there.
Well, there's turmoil, but still, isn't there some sort of responsibility and duty to your fans after a season that we just witnessed, that we just saw? We haven't heard from AJ Preller in months. Outside of a Marty Caswell interview in the dugout.
Here's the thing, though. Like, Travis fixes cars. It's something he's capable of doing. Put a radiator in your Jeep. Travis, if you were a mechanic, you wouldn't like walk out of the auto bay while the thing was still in pieces saying, hey, it's fixed.
Yeah. Or let me give you the update on it, I guess, is what Fletch is looking for. I mean, I just think they don't want the questions yet because they don't have answers to them.
That shouldn't be their choice. I mean, honestly, it is their choice, and they don't have to go out and talk if they don't want to. But I think that there is some sort of responsibility to the 3.23 million people that walked through the doors at Petco Park this season, smashing a franchise record, to at least talk to them about what's going on, because clearly there's issues here. Like, there's some sort of duty to the fans.
Yeah, and I guess where I get a little bit hung up, if a come to Jesus meeting all of a sudden solved all this, and now they go, yeah, you know what? We did it. We fixed it. Why didn't you have this meeting in May or June?
That's a great point. It's a great point. It's a great point. And you know what the answer to that question is? I think it's because the outcomes would be the same, and I'm actually in favor of it. Check this out. I know that everybody wants a big bloodletting and a sacrificial lamb when things go really wrong. They want somebody to blame. But
sacrifice to the baseball gods.
I mean, God, what does it really get us? And we look at this in history as like ridiculous. Like, it is well documented that Aztec warriors would sacrifice human lives to appease the gods. We look at this now and we say, oh, wow, that's really brutal. And that's really prehistoric thinking. Like, how could anybody ever do that? Well, guess what? We still do this in American sports. every time something goes horribly wrong, we say, well, heads must roll.
Right.
It's literally, that's a quote left over from the guillotine usage during the French Revolution.
Right.
Like we need to lop off what's wrong at the top. This way we can improve overall. No, that's not always for the best. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is. Urban Meyer with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Clearly, sometimes you need a change. But is anybody convinced that there's a much better manager out there somewhere hiding in the weeds than Bob Melvin?
No.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, no.
I'm convinced there's better GMs out there.
Okay. But again, let's turn the wheel to the left instead of to the right, because I know to the right it means let's fire AJ Preller. Okay, let's turn to the left for a second. AJ Preller has assembled more talent because he's been able to convince Peter Seidler to spend more talent and spend more money than any Padres owner in the history of this franchise's existence. And so, look, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying Bob Melvin's perfect either. But what I am saying is sometimes the best answer is consistency. And one thing the Padres have lacked over the years is consistency on their roster and any sort of consistency in leadership roles outside of AJ Preller, because of how many managers and how many coaches have passed through this organization.
So I think you kind of just made my point for me. There's been one constant issue here. Now, if he's not going, and it sounds like he's not, then I am going to put on my positive hat. Through my temper tantrum yesterday, Rich, there is a lot of validity in what you just said. Having some sort of consistency in this organization that they haven't had since Tony Gwynn was the consistency is necessary. Now, in that come to Jesus meeting, there needs to be solutions. There needs to be stuff that they can present. If it's not to the fans, at least to the players, that next year will not be a repeat of this year. And if that's moving off of Juan Soto, I don't think that's the right decision either anymore. But like, you need to recoup something. But now your window is tightening up ever so slightly to where if there's not a World Series here in the next 2 years, this is a failure. And Peter Seidler's comment about the 2020s being the decade of the Padres, it will be a failure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I have something or some problem with all the pieces that are there. I just have a problem with the way it all works. It's the people there are, I'm sure, fine individuals, everyone there in the front office. But whatever's happening has not worked out well. I mean, obviously there was some turmoil last year. Kevin Acee has talked about, he could have written an article about that turmoil at the end of last season, but there was some magic that happened. They got down to the end of this thing, and it was a great season, which set up hopes for a better season this year. And then, nope, it didn't happen. So the article comes out, there's turmoil. So one meeting isn't going to solve things. So, I'm sure that's more of a talking point of, you have this meeting. Look, we moved ahead. We've thrown some things out here on the table where we had the airing of grievances, and now we're trying to work things out. Great. I mean, if things can be worked out, fantastic. It's just, to me and my own personal life, if you start thinking about some issues you've had that you've tried to work out with meetings like this, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, Travis, you're hitting the nail on the head. However, they haven't tried every single form of communication. Like maybe it's time to put Bob Melvin and AJ Preller into couples therapy.
I'm good with that.
What was the couples therapist we were looking at that has sex with her clients?
Oh, right.
Go get her.
Yeah, she seemed really good.
She seemed super nice.
Imagine the Padres hired her and she's like, "Yep, threesome. That's how we fix this." I mean,
I'm sorry I even brought that up.
No,
it's good.
There are lots of pictures going through my head right now.
Saying,
like 6'5" Bob Melvin.
You haven't tried everything yet.
That's true.
You haven't tried everything. And until you turn over every stone, have you really done enough?
Both those men need to strip down naked. They're going to share one horse on a carousel.
That's right.
They're going to face each other.
That's right. I feel like they should feel like they should do some pottery. I feel like AJ should be sculpting the raw clay, and then all of a sudden Melvin should appear behind him.
That's right.
And then
Ghost.
Yes. 1,000,000% yes.
Swayze and Demi Moore. It worked for them. Damn it! Look, I'm an idea man.
It did work.
Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch.
I'm so sorry to have interrupted that beautiful song you guys were singing. We got more music coming up, by the way. Travis is remixing some songs.
Do you think that they would? Do you think that they would kiss?
I do.
Okay.
I really,
All right.
really do.
Tongue?
Well, tasteful.
maybe
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
tasteful tongue.
yeah.
Well,
That's
guys,
PG-13, so no.
Talking about the Padres, the MLB postseason began last night without them, and history has already been made. In the American League wild card, the Tampa Bay Rays set a new record, and it isn't one that they will be proud of. While they were being shut out by the Rangers, the Rays had 19,704 people in attendance. That is the least amount of fans in attendance in a postseason game since the 1919 World Series.
Wow.
That's a long time. Some fun news. The
been a minute.
basketball team that captured the imaginations of the whole country last March and April, the heart and soul of San Diego, the San Diego State Aztecs, are back on the practice court. They're getting ready for the 23-24 season. They're going to host Cal State San Marcos on October 30th for an exhibition at the Ahaus Arena. Then Fullerton will be the first non-conference game on November 6th. And in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers does not give an F what he says anymore. Travis, you want to set this up for us?
What was he on, the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah.
Pat McAfee show. He decides he was going to start talking about the Chiefs and the Jets game, and he's pumping up his team. He's talking about how, you know what, they had a great showing. There's some spark here. There's some life in this team. Even though they lost, they held firm with the champs, man. And then he just decided, I'm going to start ripping these players. And not really. He just was calling names, but yeah, I mean, here he is talking about the game itself.
I think there's some sentiment that there's some sort of moral victory out there that we hung with the champs, and that our defense played well, and Pat didn't have a crazy game, and Mr. Pfizer, we kind of shut him down a little bit. He didn't have his like crazy impact game. Obviously, he had some yards and stuff, but I felt like for the most part, we played really tough on defense, especially the last three quarters, and that was important for us. Offensively, we got some ways to go, but I felt like we showed a lot of improvement. But we got to keep sticking together, and I felt like the guys after the game, did a good job of taking accountability, especially Zach, and that's the kind of stuff we need to see moving forward.
Yeah. The Mr. Pfizer comment, for anybody who is curious. So Travis Kelce has appeared on, every commercial, Experian and some insurance company, State Farm, and then he also has a commercial that played numerous times throughout the NFL weekend where he's getting the jab and he's getting the little Band-Aid.
Two things at once. You can get your flu shot and your COVID shot at one time.
Yeah. Brought to you by Pfizer. So Aaron Rodgers, who has been very vocal about his reluctance to be vaccinated, calls Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer. And so all of a sudden, we got a little controversy brewing. Twitter was trending with Mr. Pfizer. And
Mr. Pfizer. Yeah. God, those are sweet sounds.
Dude, you sound just like Ozzy.
Oh, come on now.
Play that again.
What? Mr. Pfizer.
That is
Man,
creepy.
you know what? If you know what you want to do there is double up the vocals and split one left, split one right.
And also a slight bit of reverb.
Yeah.
Just the slightest bit of reverb. And
So
then it'd be perfect.
I'd have to sing it again. I'll do it again in the break.
Yeah. We want that perfect thing.
Yeah.
We want
to submit this to Ozzy and Sharon.
That's right.
Yeah.
I watched their new show with Jack, their son, doing it's almost like a ghost hunter show.
Yeah.
Except the way they do it is they're sitting in their home theater at their mansion, and Jack plays a clip of either a UFO or a ghost sighting, and he goes, "Mom, Dad, do you think that was a ghost?" And then it's just, honestly, it's just them reacting to video and Ozzy getting up 8 times a show to pee. And there's a, what is this? Oh,
yes.
Jack, you can see the fishing string now. I got to pee again. Like, that's the whole show. And then Sharon's just sitting there half asleep with the dog, like, I don't like this, Jack. This is weird.
Sharon Osbourne been taking the Ozempic and lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, she's looking good.
I think she's gone too far now.
Maybe she is.
She's getting she's starting to look a little Skeletor.
Ozzy's trim. It's crazy. Like, everybody's getting skinny these days.
Why
like
do
us.
people care about those people?
What do you mean? The
Ozzy and
Osbournes?
Sharon?
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Ozzy
world-
Osbourne is rock royalty, man.
Yeah, world
I
famous.
get that, but the reality show never made sense to me.
Meet the Osbournes?
Well,
Well, that's
never.
because that was the first reality show where somebody was letting you take a peek into their life.
My
Mhm.
favorite part about Ozzy Osbourne is Travis singing Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's good. That's good.
It's so good. Yeah. So, look, I don't think this sparks anything. Obviously, they don't play in the same division. Outside of him taking a poke at Travis, you know that Travis Kelce's going to take a poke back if he hasn't already.
Yeah.
So it'll just be a war of words. That's what it amounts to.
Oh, you mean
Yesterday-
they're both going to get more famous. Somehow Taylor Swift's going to get involved. And there we go.
So yesterday, my wife texted in right as we were talking about this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing. And she's like, it's about the love story. It's about the love story. So today or yesterday, I was like, hey, can you call in today? And she's like, no, I'm not going to call in. But she's like, look, every girl wants to be looked at the way Travis Kelce looked at Taylor Swift up in the box.
Yeah.
And then
It's
she
like
said,
a rom-com.
Yes.
Like it's fake.
It's not
Yes.
even like a rom-com. It's a step further. So girls don't admit this, but they will read sometimes like online what do they call them, like romance novels, or they'll buy them and they'll be on the bedside table, but it would be under a couple other magazines because it's a dirty book. There are dirty things in that book.
Right.
Or they'll listen to a book on tape. It's not called that, but like an Audible or like a downloaded book where they got their earpods in and you're thinking, oh, they're just doing dishes, listening to T Swift. No, they're listening to some hardcore stuff. Chicks are wild. They're just like us. It's just different. And so what they see in Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, this is a romance novel. Okay. What they're thinking is, oh, she's been with all these like polite, creative musicians, and now she's with this hulking 6'5", sweaty, 260-pound sledgehammer of a human being, and she is just gonna get, you know where this is going. The point I'm trying to make is the reason why women are so interested in this is because they didn't say romance. It is a dirty romance.
That's very true.
novel.
That's very true. And she went on to say he also needs to shave that mustache. And I'm like, what? Why are you trying to change the guy?
See, look, you every woman wants to go to the jungle and she wants to find Tarzan, but then she wants to put him in a damn bow tie. Leave him in the damn loincloth. Let him be Travis Kelce. You be Taylor Swift. Everybody be happy.
So Aaron Rodgers wasn't done talking. He had more to say, this time about crap. What was this one?
About people.
His miraculous return that he is promising for this season. He vows to Pat McAfee that he will be back.
I believe in making room for the miraculous to happen. And I'm not talking about a woo-woo type of spirituality. I'm talking about sometimes miracles are just doing things that people never thought was possible. And I think one of my mantras has been this entire time, really since, I watched Muse. And obviously I knew what Kobe went through, and I knew that Kobe had surgery the next day, and he came back fairly quick. Obviously he had some other injuries the year he came back. But my mantra has been, just because something has never been done doesn't mean it's not possible. It just hasn't been done yet.
My mantra is, God, douchebag.
Why do you hate him?
Wait, come on. He's nice now.
I know, and it's
Wait. Let me
Evil
answer this
Aaron
first.
was left in Green Bay.
Yeah,
my mantra. Who talks like that? Just because miracles it hasn't been done yet doesn't mean it can't be done.
He's a little bit of, crystal-y, snake oily,
Travis, what was the Dark Knight quote that he had?
Something
Harvey
The
Dent
night
said.
is darkest before the dawn.
Oh,
I will rise again.
I will rise again.
I mean, come on.
Wait. I have a special little clip for you.
What?
Okay. This is also from Aaron Rodgers. And this was also from yesterday's appearance on the Pat McAfee show. And he was talking about a different quarterback. He wasn't talking about himself, the quarterback. He wasn't talking about Zach Wilson or even Patty Mahomes. He was talking about someone very special to you, Ben Fletcher.
I think people always have to have some sort of caveat. Kyle's such a great play caller, and he's got CMC and Debo and Kittle and all these guys. At some point, I think some of that's going to die down. They're going to realize that Brock's a pretty damn good player.
Brock.
Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, what was that?
He's a good guy. Can we switch out some of his Instagram quotes from the Dark Knight to Brock's going to be a pretty good, damn good player?
Yeah, just every quote is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Fletch is
No.
such a Niners fan that he named his dog Brock, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there's
Little Brock.
anything, yeah, he's an adorable dog. By the way, on the pumpkin carving video where we met, if you haven't seen this yet, Big Rich TD Fletch is where you need to go.
Only 200 people have.
Nuh-uh, there's more than that.
Maybe
Oh, well, I don't know.
TikTok, Instagram, you can find us there. Twitter as well, Big Rich TD Fletch. There was a polling to see whose pumpkin would remain in studio.
400, jerk.
And Travis's won, so mine got chucked off a roof, and Ben's got flamethrowed in the parking lot.
The roof was a little wet. It was a little hard
Yeah.
to walk around.
Also, coming back down the ladder was a
Yeah.
little dicey.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I hate that ladder. Dude, I'm petrified of it.
Oh, come on. It's fine.
You know what I always do? I always get scared when I look down, but then I've always been able to do this. I just shut it off in my brain. I'm like, well, that's not reality. And I just pretend that I'm stepping on a short ladder.
I'm like not scared of heights. Ladders are fine. Usually that ladder specifically
It's 20 feet up.
is a freaky ladder, and the bars are so tiny.
They're thin. Yeah. It's
Just roof access.
a tall.
Fine.
Well, I like going on the roof. I think we should do a show on the roof.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I
That is
think
a good idea.
I think we ought to do it, especially before the weather gets too cold. Yeah.
It's important. It's important.
Nobody understands our requests, so we stopped requesting. We just do things like go up to the roof pretty
Hey,
consistently.
there's no lock on this. It opens.
Oh my God. All right. Underdog Fantasy is the fantasy app. If you haven't downloaded this fantasy app yet, you need to. Underdog Fantasy, if you sign up today with promo code XTRA, they will double your first deposit up to $100. Okay. It's not just NFL season. You can do this on Major League Baseball's postseason. I had a 5-player pick 'em going last night. It just makes all of this way more interesting, way more fun. If you're like me, if you turn on some of these NFL primetime games and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a snoozer. One side's getting blown out, like we see the Giants on Monday Night Football, and you feel like you want to turn it off. Well, Underdog Fantasy keeps you interested because all the while in this game, you have something on the line. It's real money, and you can win 20 times your money if you have a 5-player pick 'em like I was playing last night. It is completely legal in California. And again, if you sign up with promo code XTRA, you put in $10, it turns into 20. You put in 50, it turns into 100. You put in 100, it turns into $200. They will double your first deposit up to $100 if you just simply sign up with promo code XTRA. Okay, coming up next, speaking of all these primetime NFL games, let's take our first look at Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and the best games of the weekend. That's next.
Coming up, we're going to take a look at the primetime games coming up next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. MLB postseason got underway yesterday in the AL wildcard games. Rangers beat the Rays 4-0 in Tampa. Rays seeing the lowest postseason attendance since 1919 in the World Series. Twins beat the Blue Jays 3-1, snapping an 18-game postseason losing streak. And in the National League, Diamondbacks beat the Brewers 6-3, and the Phillies took down the Marlins 4-1. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers confirming yesterday that he will eye a return for this season. Rodgers ruptured his Achilles tendon 5 snaps into the season. Sticking with the NFL, we get an absolute barn burner of a game tomorrow night. Chicago Bears heading to Washington, D.C. to take on the Commanders. $10 says that your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. Now, when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next Staples purchase of $30 or more. Exclusions do apply. Staples, your new favorite place for Amazon returns.
It's Big Rich Eating Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. It is a Wednesday. We have a pair of tickets to go see Avenged Sevenfold this Saturday night at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win. I believe we're going to do What's in a Box, right, Fletch? All right, What's in the Box for Avenged Sevenfold tickets coming up a little bit later on the show. I went to go see Pink yesterday.
Hey now.
Yeah, I was
at the old Snappy.
Yeah, you would have been in heaven, man.
Oh, would I?
Yes, lots of older women.
I heard the concept from my front yard. Like,
did you?
Yeah, that's been the cool part about living where I live is I've heard now.
Ooh.
I went to Coldplay.
Oh yeah,
and then on Sunday we were able to hear Guns N' Roses pretty much the entire act. And then last night the traffic was horrible outside my apartment, and I heard a lot of Pink.
Yeah, a lot of Pink out there.
So this is how stupid I am. We got there, and I thought, there's a lot of people wearing pink. And I went, oh, it's October, breast cancer awareness. And then literally 3 minutes before she went on, I'm like, we're here to see Pink. Pink. People are wearing pink because we're here to see Pink.
Nailed it.
I'm an idiot.
No one ever claimed you weren't.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, we can all agree. Look, the thing about it, Travis, is we're not connecting all the dots in terms of what's happening on the outside of the NFL right now, because we're into it, boys. I mean, we're creeping up on what, week 5 already?
It's going by so fast.
I know, that's not fair.
These kids grow up too fast.
They really do. Speaking of which, Sam Howell who's a kid in this league, Justin Fields, another baby in this league, 2 second-year quarterbacks going against each other on a Thursday night football tilt. I actually think this is going to be a better game than their record suggests that it will be. Sam Howell was exciting on the road in Philadelphia against the Philadelphia Eagles, leading the fourth quarter comeback, forcing overtime. Of course, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, they hook up, they finish out that game in OT. But that was a fun watch for the Commanders. And the Bears, for a first half dominated, for a second half got dominated against the Broncos. Justin Fields looked despondent after the game, taking a lot of personal accountability. This feels like it sets up to be a much better game than I think a lot of people will think, or how it's been advertised.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I think the Bears have moments of something works there, and then they just fall apart. So if they can do a bit of a get right week here and put up some fight, I think it'll be good. The Commanders have been oddly okay. Where beginning of the season, I thought this is a complete train wreck. This is going to be terrible. Every game the Commanders have played, they have fought. I mean, they have been in this thing, and it's actually been pretty impressive.
So are you guys saying that I'm the problem? It's me when I'm talking about this game being an absolute barn burner, very sarcastically in my updates. Look, I do like the Commanders. I like the Bears. I just feel like it's two organizations with absolutely zero juice right now in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
And like as good as the Commanders have been so far this season, they're still the Commanders. And it's going to take years to get over the Dan Snyder failure that was the Washington Commanders for so many years. Not even talking about what was happening in the front office, just on the field. The Commanders have been bad. So there's zero juice behind these two teams. And Al Michaels, I know, is looking at his schedule and had this one circled as, why? Why do I have to do this?
Why does this keep happening to me? I think this could be a fun game for two reasons. One, because again, young quarterbacks who are starting to figure it out at the NFL level. I'm not really quite there with Justin Fields. Sam Howell looks good. He's been spreading the ball around.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I saw an awesome trade proposal that involved Justin Fields.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Justin Fields and Desmond Ridder 1-for-1. You switch them out because Desmond Ridder's horrible on the Falcons right now so far through the season, but the Falcons have a pretty good team. And like if you look at their backfield, you look at their wide receiving options, like they got some options there. And Justin Fields, I think, is a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder. But Desmond Ridder would be bad enough for the Bears to secure that number 1 and number 2 draft pick.
That's an interesting pitch. I don't think he's been terrible, but he started so strong. And then his past 3 games have just been like, where did that guy go?
Dude, the Falcons are so reliant on their run game that it's going to win them some games this year too, by the way, because it's really good with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
But like Kyle Pitts is an afterthought. Drake London is an afterthought. Those are 2 premier weapons in the NFL.
Oh, I'm with you.
Someone to throw it to them.
Yeah, he's really underutilized. Arguably one of the best tight end prospects in the draft in years in Pitts, and Drake London was a catch machine for USC and has not really gotten the football thrown his way. You know, I agree with everything you're saying, and also think about those backs, not just in the screen game, but if you could catch Bijan on a slant or somewhere on a little hitch route, you know, out toward the sideline, accuracy, timing, all those things, which again, against the Panthers in the opener looked great, but the past 3 games, especially the last 2 games, Desmond Ridder hasn't looked all that. A straight up trade for Desmond Ridder, it would take probably 2 more losses for the Bears, and then also they'd probably have to send a pick with Justin Fields to get.
You don't think like Matt Eberflus, or not him because he's going to lose his job, but the brass of the Chicago Bears are thinking, oh man, Justin Fields is probably going to win us a game. Because he does have, like we saw it last week, he does have exciting moments where he can kind of put the team on his back. But for the most part, it's just he's surrounded by you know what.
There's the what if factor also. Like
it's the S word. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I was ready for it.
What if he is really good, right? Okay, so check this out. So you have a potential at a high draft pick based on your record. You already are going to have a high draft pick because the Carolina Panthers are going to suck. I mean, they are already sucking. So my point being, like, if Justin Fields great, then you have 2 first rounders you can spend elsewhere.
But would you rather have Justin Fields or Caleb Williams?
No, and I get it. If you have, say, a 2nd overall pick because the Carolina Panthers continue to stink out loud, well, then trading up won't be as much capital to get the number 1 overall. Although this upcoming draft, it may be a situation where Caleb Williams isn't going to go to a team unless it's predestined that he's going to that team. So we'll see where that storyline goes. We have Sunday night football. This is an absolute huge game. Cowboys going to San Francisco. We got Dallas against the Niners. Okay, so the Dallas Cowboys, they've rebounded well after a staggering loss to the Arizona Cardinals. They beat the absolute cheese out of the Patriots. The 49ers have been romping the field. What's your feeling?
I think some of that's going to die down. They're going to realize that Brock's a pretty damn good player.
What is your feeling? Niners fan for life, Fletch.
Sorry, I can't believe Aaron Rodgers just interrupted our show like that. How rude of him.
I mean, he had to talk Brock.
That's Brock talk.
Yeah.
I feel really good about it, honestly. I feel a little sad that we're not seeing the Cowboys at full strength, and I know that feels weird to say, but I don't want there to be any excuses when we go in there and beat the snot out of them. Like, with the Diggs thing is going to be an excuse because now they have less options to combat this 49ers offense that has so many options to go to, that these Cowboy fans are now going to, when they break their TV after the game and throw it out in their front yard and then rip off their wife beater t-shirt, they're going to just say, oh yeah, well, we didn't have Diggs, so of course Debo had 120 yards on us. Oh yeah, I mean, we didn't have Diggs, so we couldn't double coverage Brandon Ayuk. Oh yeah, Christian McCaffrey just ran all over us because, I don't know, our defensive line is hurt. Give me a break. Cowboy fans suck.
Okay. All right. Or they win, and then you have to hear about how about them boys for the next at least 40 days. They'd have to do that. Look, this is the first matchup where it feels like there are two giants going against each other. This is why this one looks like it's going to be a fun one. Did this one get flexed, or was this one already scheduled?
Already there.
Okay. All right. Now they can flex the games after this week, right?
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
So I mean, look, I hope it's a good matchup. I'm interested to see this Cowboys defense against this Niners offensive line and Brock Purdy. We've talked about it before. The more pressure that they've put on Purdy in the past here, or teams have put on Purdy, he answers.
I look at the Dallas Cowboys as a team that, again, it's nauseating because you hear from Jerry Jones so much, and Cowboys, the American team, and their valuations every year in Forbes are top 5 in the world, and et cetera, et cetera. They just handed the best coach who's ever coached football the most embarrassing loss of his career. Now, Mac Jones, I think, played uncharacteristically loose with the football. We're not used to seeing Mac Jones fall apart like this. This is his third year. It's a Belichick coach team. The defense didn't play particularly well either. It might have been an aberration. And look, sometimes you get, sometimes you eat the bear. Sometimes the bear eats you. The bear got eaten. The Cowboys, they came out there, guns blazes. They beat up on the Patriots. But I look at the 49ers as it's kind of been, outside of the Rams game, just an easy roll for the 49ers. They really haven't been challenged for an entire game since they've started playing this season. Cowboys are the hungrier team. This would be a substantial road victory if the Dallas Cowboys go to San Francisco and they get the win, but I'm not putting it past them. Dak sounds hungrier than he's ever been in his career.
And I did circle this game in the preseason as a loss for the 49ers. Like, I did
I actually remember we talked about
had this being their first loss, and then I said the Niners would get them in the postseason because of Rich, kind of what you just laid out. I expected them to roll the first 4 games and then run into a hungry Dallas Cowboys team. And I did think Dallas was going to be worse to start the year. They've been pretty damn good. So Sunday's going to be awesome.
Okay, Packers at Raiders, Monday Night Football, a little Devontae Adams revenge game. We've seen it already, but it resets itself. Raiders, can they get themselves out of the hole? And the Packers, can they still contend in the NFC North with now the favorites to win it, the Detroit Lions?
And the Packers look like they don't have it together, right? And then, but on the other side of the ball, you think, how's Josh McDaniels going to screw this one up?
And Travis, I think this is going to be a game. Whoever screws up less wins.
Good. I can't wait for
Monday
night.
That's what you want for prime time, right? It's going to depend on. Well, we just need to know if Jimmy G is going to be back, right? You can't evaluate this game until you know if he's going to be back in the game.
Yeah, head trauma keeping Jimmy G. Yeah, we got Jordan Love, but there's a lot of hate in Green Bay now.
Guys, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm fired up. I got a little morning routine going now, especially since we've started with SD fat loss. I get up, the dog is about ready to pee all over the place, so I take him out, and then I come back in and I step on the scale. And today was a big moment for me because I stepped on the scale, and yes, I was thrilled at the number on the screen, but I was even more thrilled when I turned around and looked in the mirror. because for a long time I wasn't too happy with the gut that was hanging over Benny Boy's belt.
Yep.
Today, I didn't see the gut hanging over the belt, and it was the first time where I was like, "Damn, boy,
Yeah.
you're looking good."
Were you completely nude?
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
That's what I wanted.
But were you backlit? And if we were like staring through the bathroom door, we'd see a silhouette.
Where,
You remember that?
do you have a sundress?
The thirst trap that Fernando Tatis Jr. had going on at Petco Park this year?
Yeah.
Kind of looked like that.
Wow.
Me and Fernando, two peas in a pod.
Tell you what, with SD fat loss, anything is possible.
That's what I'm saying. And this is all thanks
Bid
to
with dreads.
Dr. Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. I can legitimately say that my life has been changed for the lighter when I picked up the phone and I called 858-665-3211 for my free consultation with Chloe. If you're ready to make a change and make your life a little better, get on over to sdfatloss.com or make that call at 858-665-3211 and get ready to start losing. Find out the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every single day. A lot of times, a lot more than that. No exercise required, no counting points, no calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections. If you're like me and tried every diet out there but are unable to get rid of the weight, then get on over to sdfatloss.com or call now at 858-665-3211 and get your free consultation.
Okay, coming up next, something that we should have all been doing last night. None of us were here in San Diego. We'll explain. It wasn't bittersweet. It was just bitter last night. We'll explain next. All day yesterday, I was listening to the free iHeartRadio app. A lot of errands around the house, a lot of things that we got to get done. Anne's leaving town this weekend, so picked up my phone, put on a bunch of podcasts, doing dishes, helping with laundry, like, all the chores. It is, I find, the easiest way to get through the day when you have the menial, tedious tasks that you have to get done. Just pop in your AirPods or your headphones, listen to the free iHeartRadio app. What do you got?
I'm just thinking, Annie's leaving town this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens to coincide with the Aztecs bye week. So is she saying, I've been taking care of these kids every Saturday for the last 5 weeks. I'm getting the hell out, and they're on you?
Almost 100% accurate. So Annie is a former national champion volleyball player at Penn State. She has a reunion for one of the teams that she played on that's going to take place on the court over in State College, Pennsylvania. So she's flying and she's going to spend some time with some friends. And it just so happened it landed on a bye week, and her friend called her and said, I'm sure you can't go because the fall's so busy for you guys, but what about this weekend? And she's like, oh my God, I'm booking my flights.
Buy me 10 espresso martinis right now.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. Speaking of espresso martinis, we need to have another guys, gals get together.
Mhm.
We need to put that on the
Mhm.
book soon. That was a lot of fun.
Guys, October 4th is a big day. National Day. It's National Vodka Day. It's
Wow.
National Cinnamon Roll Day.
Today?
Today. It's National Taco Day.
See, I knew this was going to happen.
I'm gonna cry.
This
We just talked about all the positives of
Yeah.
SD fat loss. This is the negative.
yeah. All I want is tacos, vodka, and what was the other one?
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
God, all three.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That's how I want to start every morning
Dude.
with tacos, vodka, and cinnamon rolls.
I was scrolling through TikTok, and there's the people do whatever, make stuff, cool things with easy things to grab at the grocery store.
Mhm.
They grabbed one of the cinnamon roll biscuit can things. They undid every cinnamon roll and just wrapped them into one giant cinnamon roll.
Yeah, they did.
They set that into a pan,
Mhm.
and then they took cream cheese
Yeah.
and some vanilla.
My mouth is doing the thing.
And then the frosting that came with it, they mixed all that together. They heated it up. Oh, and some brown sugar, and then spread that over the top.
Mm.
And it was literally like a 16-inch gooey cinnamon roll.
Have your
I'm starting to
TikToks
cry.
have your TikToks also been like infiltrated by food?
Yes.
Yep, mine
Yep.
are
Big time.
butts and buns, buns out of the oven and butts facing away from the camera, still doing hip thrusts.
So all buns.
Yeah, it's all buns. It's all buns all day on my TikTok account. So
Mine's all cake.
last night we didn't get the big cake. We didn't get the big cake that Fernando Tatis Jr. was talking about.
Mm-mm.
There is no big cake for San Diegans. In fact, on the NL side, we were sitting through Marlins. They got beat by the Phillies 4-1.
You want a fun note about that game?
Yeah, sure.
That is the least attended postseason baseball game since 1919.
Jesus.
There were 19,000 fans in attendance. That is the least amount of people outside of COVID
Yeah.
since the 1919 World Series.
Yeah. The Marlins, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the Rays.
Oh, the Rays. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, by the way, Tampa Bay, another fan base that doesn't care.
Yeah, remember how hot they were at the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
though? I mean, they were
They're
like
like 14-0.
19. Yeah, whatever it was.
The D-backs beat the Brewers 6-3. Blue Jays top the Twins, top the Blue Jays 3-1. Rangers ended up beating those Rays 4-0. I couldn't care less.
I was gonna say
You
I
guys
am.
turn it on?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay, I turned it on. Whatever the first game was on pretty early. Actually, it was like early afternoon. I turned
Yeah,
it on
12:30.
and fell asleep 10 minutes later.
Mm.
And then decided, this is just sad.
I got home at about 11:30 last night from the Pink concert. Turned on SportsCenter and went, oh yeah, forgot that was happening.
Dude, it
Yeah.
feels a lot like the World Series did last year between the Astros and the Phillies
Yeah.
after the Padres got ousted.
Yeah.
Where it was like 2 weeks later and we were like, this is still going on?
I watched the Phillies because it was the late game on the National League side, and I was like, oh, I'll open up my Underdog Fantasy app. I'll place a pick'em. I did a 5-player pick'em. Bryce Harper hit his real quick, and so I was engaged for about 20 minutes, and then I completely lost the thread. Like I picked it up in the 5th inning, so a little in-game pick'em there, and I just could not it couldn't keep my concentration. Look, I love football, right? I love watching all football. It's just a sport that sings to me. It just tickles my brain. When it comes to baseball, I love rooting for my baseball team. If the Padres aren't in it, I have zero interest. And so I don't know how the rest of San Diego is handling this. I'm not handling it all that well because the reality is all of a sudden what was supposed to be a super fun time in all of our lives, that feeling of community that we had last September into October, it's kind of been zapped by the way the year tumbled to a halt. Even though they went on a bit of a run, it would have been a lot more exciting if we could root them on here in the NL wild card. Unfortunately, we can't. All right. We got to run, but before we do, want to talk to you about your feet. If you're struggling with foot pain or ankle pain or knee pain, hip pain, back pain, I struggle with back pain through the latter half of my 6-year NFL career. I actually had back surgery, and that's what careened the whole career to a halt. And I woke up with back pain many days over the past 10 years. And so as a result of that, I went to the Good Feet store. I got my arches sized and fitted with these special arch support inserts that you just slide into your footwear, whatever your shoes you're wearing, dress shoes, work shoes, slippers. I mean, flip-flops. You wear these arch supports and you'll notice a difference. For me, the joint pain really melted away. I want you to experience it for yourself. It'll take 20 minutes out of your day. Go to goodfeet.com to book your appointment or find your nearest location. There's a lot of locations, 200 plus here in the United States and overseas. Okay, coming up next, speaking of the Padres, let's adjust the tone to this conversation a little bit. What could the Padres actually feasibly fix in order to be better in 2024 with the current players in place? We'll get to that on the other side. Also, be listening for Avenged Sevenfold tickets. Those are coming up next.
Hour number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Mercedes-Benz. MLB postseason got underway yesterday in the AL wildcard games. The Rangers beat the Rays 4-0 in Tampa. Twins took down the Blue Jays 3-1. D-backs beat the Brewers 6-3, and the Phillies took down the Marlins 4-1. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers confirming yesterday on his weekly Pat McAfee show appearance that he is eyeing a return for this season. Rodgers, who ruptured his Achilles tendon 5 snaps in the season, says that miracles can happen. Sticking with the NFL, we get an absolute barn burner of a game tomorrow night. Chicago Bears heading to Washington, D.C. They'll be taking on the Commanders. Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Yeah! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And we have so much to do today, so little time to do it. This happens to us all the time. We get chatting, an hour goes by, we go, oh gosh, who's doing what's in the box? What tickets do we have to give away? Who's joining us in the 8 o'clock hour? Like, we're all over the place. But Kevin Acey, to answer all these questions, Kevin Acey is coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to get the scoop on what is happening with the decision makers with the San Diego Padres. We're going to bring you into the classroom. We're going to do a little Sunday school here. I almost said summer school. And we'll explain what that is in just a couple of minutes. Also, we are going to play What's in the Box for Avenged Sevenfold tickets. That's coming up very shortly. Whose turn is it? Who has to hide something in
Travis was last.
Yeah, I did last.
Oh, so
that would be you.
Is it me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did
Totally know about that.
Britney Spears. He did a tilapia.
I got something for you guys.
By the way, the tilapia is still in the
I was
fridge.
going to ask if it's
Still in the damn fridge.
It's in the freezer or the fridge.
Oh, I think I put it in the freezer, but
Okay,
good. Because if it's
hopefully.
in the fridge, that fridge stinks.
yeah, I'm gonna check on that,
That would
after.
be funny.
Yeah, after this. Imagine I'll just put it in the toaster.
No, dude, we should put it in like Eddie Papani's air conditioner.
Hold on.
Gosh,
There was also a thing on TikTok. Somebody took a toaster that holds 4 slices of bread, right? They turned it on its side, so now they're like horizontal, right? Then they put in 4 slices of pizza.
The internet's undefeated.
Yes, I'm like, I want to try this.
Yeah.
Maybe in 33 days or something.
Yeah. We've got a little bit of a wait, unfortunately for all of us. Speaking of the Padres, because we're going to be probably touching on this once an hour. Look, the Padres, I think, are a more interesting storyline now than they were during the regular season, because the regular season was lurching to inevitability. They were going to be knocked out of the postseason, eliminated the final weekend of the season. It's shocking they made it that far, but we knew where this was heading. What we don't know is where the offseason's heading, although we have some clues and breadcrumbs being left by our Padres insider, who will join us later on, Kevin Acey, who said that it looks like for now, both AJ Preller and Bob Melvin are keeping their jobs.
So that makes me happy in the sense that I don't want anyone to get fired. It makes me a little frustrated knowing that this will be the 10th year in a row where AJ Preller is going to be making all the decisions. Now, if this come to Jesus meeting where we've been told there's executives from Peter Seidler's board, that there's Eric Grupner's there, Bob Melvin's there, AJ Preller's there, if in these meetings they come up with real tangible solutions to how to fix the communication issues between the front office and the manager position, both of whom I think are very good at their jobs, both of whom need to not be the focus of next season. So if they can figure out something tangible, and I don't know what that is, I'm curious if you guys do, to figure out a way to make this work for next year, this gives you the best opportunity to win a World Series next season.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like if you have these come to Jesus meetings, it shouldn't just be with the front office. I mean, get the whole team in there and figure out who the hell wants to be there. And I'm not just about dollars and cents. And I know that's what it's about. I know that you want to make money, and I know that these players deserve money that they make. I get it all. But if you don't want to be part of the team, and I feel like it's time to cut ties. If you want to go out there and give up, it's time to cut ties. And I would love to see all these superstars back. I know that they have already said we're going to cut down on payroll. That means someone's going to have to go. Now maybe that someone is just Snell. I don't know. It feels like Soto is in the cards to be dealt away, which he's been a fantastic Padre, other than the comments of he just gives up. But there needs to be a team. There needs to be that culture being built right now in the offseason. Right now, you have to start. This is San Diego Padres culture, and start building on that, because I mean, we've said it. That's what was missing this year, so it appears.
Yeah. Look, I think you can read between the lines with everything I'm about to say. There's a certain player in your clubhouse who needs to start acting like a leader, because he's one of the favorites of ownership. He's kind of an untouchable in terms of his contract. And I think it's time for him to make that final maturity leap where he understands, like, all right, I've made about as much money as I'm going to make in my career. Maybe with exceptional play, he can make just a tick more. Maybe he'll get one more contract extension out of Peter Seidler. But Manny Machado has to become a leader. Has to. In my opinion, there's no greater issue with the Padres than the leadership void in the clubhouse. And the way he answered Kevin Acey's, I thought it was great that he sat down with Kevin Acey. I got nothing against the person, Manny Machado. I really don't have much against the player except for that one missing piece. I'm sorry you brought in here and you were paid that $300 million contract, and you were re-up to this next giant contract for two reasons. One, because you're an exceptional player, you're durable, you're out there every day, and that's a great example for a young team in a lot of spots, a young team in a lot of spots. But two, to be a leader. That second part, I do not think he's made good on.
And we know that the front office didn't necessarily want to sign that extension. Like that, Darren Smith has talked about that a lot, that he has people who've told him that the front office disagreed with Peter Seidler on that contract extension. So you have to assume, and I know this with all my heart, that Peter Seidler, when he granted that extension, said, Manny, this is your team. You need to be the guy. And Manny's been a great leader at times with the Padres, specifically last season when everything was falling apart. He stepped up. He was the guy that led that charge into the postseason. This past year, it wasn't. So I'm going to call something on Manny Machado and say, don't be a fair weather leader. Don't be a leader when you're out in front and when the Padres are doing well. It's more important for you to be the leader, to be the stopper, to be the guy who changes things when you start to go in a rut. In this season, it felt like when the Padres were getting into a rut, Manny Machado was also the rut.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of felt angry the entire season, and the rut started off right at the beginning. The Padres could never get out of the rut, which kind of felt like Manny was stuck. And he was playing angry, he was playing unhappy, and maybe this is just me looking at it. Maybe that wasn't the case. It just kind of felt like he was always off. He was always just a little irritated. And look, I mean, in your daily life, when you show up to work and you're pissed off about it, work sucks. Work sucks. So, I mean, you got to find a way. Yes, I agree, Rich, to be the leader. Have fun out there. I mean, it's a game.
I don't even necessarily care if he's having fun or not. Really and honestly, I don't think it's all that important that he has fun. I look, when you look back on winning seasons, it's fun. In the winning seasons, though, I mean, I played in a bunch of them at the college level, at the high school level, at the professional level, in NFL locker rooms. It's not fun. Like, the making of the sausage isn't fun. It's the result. It's getting to look back and say, man, we threw a hell of a barbecue with all those sausages. Like, it's not fun. It's kind of awful, in fact, at times, trying to build the championship team. But when you're doing it, the reward is the outcome. And so and he is not afraid to put his nose to the grindstone and really work. Like, this guy is a hardworking dude. What I'm asking for is that one last piece to fall into place, where whatever it is, showing up on time every single day for batting practice, or being the guy who encourages other guys to do a little bit more, because maybe you don't need it, Manny, but maybe the other guys do. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. Certain guys, they can roll into the clubhouse and their talent is going to carry them as far as they want. but not everybody's like that. And sometimes people need a good role model. They need somebody who's going to be like, yeah, you know what? We are eating a ton of poop right now, but sometimes you got to eat the poop.
Yeah.
And it stinks. And you're holding your nose, but you got to do it. And I really do wish it for this Padres clubhouse. And I think the only way you can do it is getting Peter Seidler out of his ear, keeping that relationship at bay and allowing the manager to manage. Yeah, Major League Baseball last night, we had wild card action. No Padres, though. In these season, or I should say series opening games, on the American League side, Rangers beat the Rays 4-0. The Twins outlasted the Blue Jays 3-1. National League side, the Diamondbacks beat the Brew Crew in Milwaukee 6-3. The Philadelphia Phillies, they topped the Marlins 4-1. Out of the NFL, we have some news with Jameson Williams. He's back with the Detroit Lions on the practice field this week after his 6-game suspension was shortened following the agreement between the NFL and NFLPA to revise the gambling punishments. Former first-rounder, who's only played in 6 career games, said that he feels he'll be ready for the Carolina Panthers in Week 5. He stated, this whole time I was staying in shape. I was catching. I was doing those things to where I'll be back and I'll be ready. Staying in the NFL, Jets QB Aaron Rodgers, who's currently on injured reserve with a surgically repaired Achilles tear, made an appearance on Pat McAfee's show and called Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer.
What else did he say?
He also said Brock Purdy, he can be a pretty good quarterback.
Was that AI, though?
It might be AI Rodgers.
Yeah, it might be AI.
It's AI Ron Rodgers. Yeah, not Aaron.
Joke. Nice pity laugh, Travis.
What's that?
Why are you so angry, man?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
You guys talk crap about Brock Purdy. I shut down.
I was just,
you know what? The problem
just asking whether or not that was a legit statement.
The problem with you, Ben, is you're the only one who fakes laughs on this show. We laugh at each other's jokes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does it feel to be on the outside looking in? Does that feel good? What you just did?
I don't fake laugh ever.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
You gotta earn it with me.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of a robot there.
Yeah.
You're kind of AI yourself.
Yeah, maybe it's AI Ben this morning.
Right. You've studied humans for quite some time now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you two do not make sense.
What?
Well, we never promised we would. We really didn't. That's not a promise we could keep.
We are real.
Like, it gets celebrated when we do stupid stuff that would get other people fired.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The computing doesn't compute.
No. Yeah.
Like,
we
throwing a pumpkin off the roof. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's great. That's funny." Brandishing a weapon in the parking lot, a flamethrower that shoots a 7-foot flame. They're like, "Oh, that's so cool." I'm like, no, these are bad ideas.
No.
There was
this is the right way to do radio.
There was quite the audience from our upstairs companions here who were staring at us from the windows.
Still don't know what the people upstairs, what business it is, or what they do. I know they wear collared shirts.
Yeah, they might be in the cubicle building business because there's a lot of them up there.
Yep, and they keep adding more.
Yeah.
Those are people in cubes.
Yeah, they someone did walk up and say, "Yeah, we're with the fire department. Do you have a fire extinguisher?"
We said no.
No, we don't.
We do not.
I don't think he was actually from the fire department.
Yeah, I got that.
I thought he was a stripper when he said he was like,
yes.
He's like, is it getting hot in here? I was like, what? And he goes, I don't know. I want to take off all my clothes. I was like, sir, this is a commercial parking lot. All right, boys, let's do it as promised. Let's take them to summer school. What do you say?
Or Sunday school.
So, I keep calling it
summer school. We go to summer school if you want.
I don't want to go there. That's the worst idea ever.
Sunday school.
Sunday school. Yeah. So we're going to try to do this weekly. I think Wednesday is probably the right landing spot. We don't know yet, but we're going to do it as often as we remember.
Halo again.
It's Halo again.
Okay, it's cool.
Sunday school, where we take a look into the room from a weekend that was in the NFL. It's so unsettling.
Yeah. Angry.
And we break down some of the action. So toss me a game or a highlight that you guys want me to give a little review toward, and then we'll break it down.
Danny Dimes throws a pick. Seattle's Devon Witherspoon, he gets a TD from it. In fact, it sounded something like this, Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a Danny Dimes failure, or is that just Seattle's that good?
Terrible route spacing by the receivers here. I know exactly what they were trying to do. It was not executed. Daniel Jones was fighting for his life out there, was sacked 10 times during this game. The Giants offensive line gave up 11 against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Second and goal opportunity from the 6-yard line. Daniel Jones was looking out to his left side, the only side he could look. All three receivers that he could possibly throw to were there. He had one ISO to the top of the screen. There was a singled up receiver to the top of the screen. But the way this is supposed to work is, I think it was Breida was supposed to go out on a flare. Waller was supposed to do a stop route right at the goal line. And then you were going to have a corner route behind it, right? So you have 3 layers to attack. Out to Breida in the flat, Waller at the goal line, or the corner route on the fade route. What ends up happening is Matt Breida, he just sort of floated up toward the goal line, and Waller never made it to the goal line. So these guys were 5 yards apart from each other.
So bad route concept or bad execution?
Bad execution on a decent route concept. I don't like a lot of clutter to one side of the field, but there are quarterbacks, and Daniel Jones is one of them, with a strong enough arm, with good enough placement, that you can find a soft spot in the zone. And that's exactly what Seattle was running, was a picket fence zone at the goal line. But when you have spacing that tight, there were 3 Seattle defenders, and it was Witherspoon who caught it for 6.
So on Sunday Night Football, Patrick Mahomes pissed off the nation. Over 90% of the bets were in on the Chiefs covering the spread. Patrick Mahomes had a chance to do so, but he does ice the game with this run.
Yeah, so this was an interesting play. So they were actually trying to set up the screen to the right side. So Patrick Mahomes on 3rd and 8, where like it was set up at the 11-yard line, and he had to get to the 3 to get the first down. And obviously at the 11, you could get into the end zone, and he could have walked into the end zone on the scramble. But whoever was supposed to catch the screen to the right side falls down on the route. Patrick Mahomes is looking to the left side now to throw the football, but he realizes, oh my goodness, based on the route concepts, it took all of the receivers except for one to the right side of the field. So he had nothing but grass to the left side, deep route in the corner of the end zone to the left, and so he takes off. And Pat Mahomes is one of the smartest football players in this game. You're leading now by, 3 points. You have an opportunity, because the Jets are out of timeouts, to win the football game, taking consecutive kneels.
Laying down ices it.
So all you have to do is lay down.
But people are pissed.
Yeah. Because the Jets, all they had to do was win by less than 8.5 or whatever the final spread was.
Covered the spread.
Or lose by less than 8.5.
If he walked into the end zone, which he could have done, the spread would have been covered. Everyone would have been happy.
Yeah.
90% of bets were in on the Chiefs covering.
Ooh, wow.
By the way,
90%.
he got down inbounds between the 3-yard line and the goal line. So he literally turned sideways and slid toward the sideline. He's one of the smartest players in
Think about
football.
how much money that is.
Yeah.
90% of bets on one side. That means the Vegas books were pooping themselves
Mhm.
until he laid down.
I did not have any money on this, and I was still bummed by it. Go score. I get it. I get your ice in the game. I get it smart. If I was a Chiefs fan and I just wanted to win, I get it. But as far as just a football fan, score. Don't lay down. Come on now. The Colts and the Rams, that game was a bit of a blowout. Rams were up 23-0. The Colts mount a comeback, and it was all sparked by Anthony Richardson running in for a touchdown. All of a sudden, it gets tied up 23-23. Goes to overtime, but Puka Nacua, man, oh man, he comes in clutch with this right here.
Oh, no, this is the Richardson touchdown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's crazy about this play is Anthony Richardson already has 4 rushing touchdowns on his rookie season, and he's only played in 2.5 games. Down at the red zone, this is where I want them to dial up more things just like this. The way this worked out was they ran a counter fake. And what I mean by that is you had a backside pulling offensive lineman to the front side. And then you had a route concept that was actually pulling a linebacker and a deep defender, a safety, out of the play side formation to cover these routes. So you have a tight end, you have a running back releasing out, and that takes away some of the threats to stop the run up inside. And what does Anthony Richardson do? He sells the fake. So he snaps the ball, fakes the handoff to the running back, and then actually drops back and bounces on his toes as if he's going to look to those guys to throw the football. And what ends up happening is all these offensive linemen were in 100% run blocking form, going downfield, sealing off linebackers. The pulling guard comes around, seals on the front side player, and it was a walk-in for Anthony Richardson. Shane Steichen, the head coach and now offensive coordinator, play caller for Anthony Richardson, has been drawn up some masterpieces. And on this 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, Anthony Richardson looked like Anthony Richardson should.
There's a lot of people who love Shane Steichen. Greg Cosell, the Collins guy, the NFL meat sandwich, loves Shane Steichen. Nick Hardwick, who used to be here, was talking about Shane Steichen before he was even the offensive coordinator of the Eagles. Like, people love this dude.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to be, well, not coached by him, but he was an offensive assistant during my final season with the Chargers. And he had worked with some of my other teammates during his time elsewhere. And picking his brain, you could just tell, like, all the lights were on. Like, he really had a firm understanding of football. And not just what's happening offensively. There are certain coaches who sort of get pigeonholed. He understood what the defenses were doing too. He's one of those brains that sees the whole picture, and he's able to attack a defense as good as anybody in the league right now.
We've been talking about the Eagles kind of playing C-plus football offensively so far this season. Do you think a big part of that is because Shane Steichen's no longer there?
I do.
Mhm.
I think they're missing both of their coordinators.
Yeah.
Gannon's gone. He's a head coach. Shane
What happens when
Steichen's
you go
gone.
to a Super Bowl? You lose people.
Exactly.
Banner's been losing offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators for years.
Mm-hmm.
But Shanahan's so good.
Correct.
Yeah. He just puts the
And
pieces
don't forget about Brock Purdy.
back in place.
just-
Oh yeah, Brock Purdy's there.
They're just so good.
Hey, so I've got this sweatshirt, this Kirkland sweatshirt a few weeks ago. It's been in my car. When I first put it on, I'm like, not a lot of room happening here. Since we've started sdfatloss.com, getting a little baggier.
Yeah,
feeling a little
things
better
wearing
about
you.
it. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Look, how long have we been doing this? 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Just
3
over 3
weeks,
weeks.
3 days.
I have now lost over 23 pounds. Yep, that's right. Dropped another pound yesterday. It's almost 8 pounds a week. It's incredible. Started this thing weighing in at 280 pounds. I was tired. I couldn't move. Everything hurt. Tying my shoes was a workout. Literally had to stop and take a breather halfway through that project. It wasn't fun. This morning, 257, my knees, my back, all my joints thanking me for it. And it turns out science is right. If you eat right, drink water, and follow the plan from Dr. Wayne and Chloe over at stfatloss.com, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will feel better. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Look, I've tried all the fads. I've tried to drop pounds on my own, just eat healthier, but with no accountability, I failed. And that's where sdfatloss.com comes in. And I have just been crushing it with this. I love this plan. No exercise required. That's part of why I love this plan. No counting points or calories, no injections. You don't need any of it. You just need to follow what Dr. Wayne and Chloe say at sdfatloss.com. Schedule a free consultation right now. Go to that website. Start your weight loss journey today. Let's do this thing together. It's so much better when we do it all together. So sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com.
All right, coming up next, your opportunity to win Avenged Sevenfold tickets. You got to call in right now, though, 844-570-1360. That number again, 844-570-1360 for Avenged Sevenfold tickets. We'll play What's in the Box coming up next.
What's in the box for Avenged Sevenfold tickets? Coming up next.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. We're going to start off here in Major League Baseball for the postseason, which began yesterday in the AL wildcard games. Rangers beat the Rays 4-0. Twins beat the Blue Jays 3-1. Diamondbacks took down the Brewers 6-3, and the Phillies beat the Marlins 4-1. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers confirming yesterday on his weekly Pat McAfee show appearance that he is eyeing a return for this season for the Jets. And sticking with the NFL, we get an absolute barn burner of a game. It's going to be a good one between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears in our nation's capital tomorrow night. Everything you love about Mercedes, the style, the comfort, the tech, the choice is now available in electric. The vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Big Rich Sheedy and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. And if you have a smart speaker at home, it doesn't matter which kind.
Alexa!
Yeah. Google, Siri, all you got to do is scream at them. Just yell at the top of your lungs. Play San Diego Sports 760.
I'd actually like to see a video of that. So if you're a dad out there who wakes up earlier than the rest of your house,
Oh, that's a good idea.
I would love for you to scream at your Alexa and ask her to play
That's right.
San Diego Sports 760 and wake up your kids, wake up your wife,
1,000,000%.
wake up your dog,
1,000,000%. And then make sure you have the free iHeartRadio app downloaded to your phone. That way, when you head out the door, after you've got your smart speaker playing San Diego Sports 760, it'll follow you. We'll follow you right in your pocket wherever you go.
And don't you go anywhere. We will find you.
Because I find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little game show we've been doing here on Wednesdays called What's in the Box?
Yeah. It is the game show that is sweeping all of San Diego. In fact, we hear this all the time. You guys are huge in Vista. We know. Tim, we welcome on Tim, our listener contestant. He's going to be trying to guess alongside myself and Travis. What's in the box?
That's right.
It's simple. We ask a bunch of questions to Ben Fletcher, who hid something in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a result of those questions, Tim gets to use either Travis or myself as a lifeline to try to make the best guess. Now, so far, every single time what's in the box, Tim, has been guessed. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, definitely feeling confident.
Okay, good. Now, in a way to try to help move this along a little quicker, we decided we're going to give the category of what is in the box right off the get-go. So, Ben Fletcher, you hid the item. What is the category for what's in the box?
Hashtag blank SZN.
Blank.
Okay.
SZN.
Okay. All right.
Blank.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. That's the clue. Tim,
That's a weird category.
I'm going to lead off.
Well, we used that hashtag on a video we posted yesterday.
Right.
I'm going to lead off. Okay. I'm going to lead off this this questioning with, is it a decoration of any sort?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
So it's got to be a Halloween decoration,
Okay,
right? Right
that's
off the
great
get-go.
follow-up.
Okay.
That's great.
I mean, is it a Halloween decoration?
Yes.
Okay.
My
all right.
gosh. Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Hold on.
All right, Tim, you're up. Do you got a question for Ben on what's in the box?
What color is the item?
It has to be a yes or no question, Tim.
Oh, is the item orange?
He's looking in the box.
Yes.
Oh my God, it
Wait.
is.
Is it a pumpkin?
No.
Okay, it's not a pumpkin.
Not
Wow,
a pumpkin.
I didn't confer with Tim on that one. Sorry, I just jumped the gun.
All
I think
right.
Travis has to sit out the rest of the game. That was your guess.
All right. Is it something that's stiff or is it flexible and movable?
So stiff.
Hmm,
Actually,
wow.
hang on.
Wait, that wasn't a yes or no question either.
Oh, yeah.
I
Whoops.
mean, yeah.
Is it stiff?
Super stiff.
Okay, it's stiff.
Okay,
All
it's
right.
super stiff.
All right.
Very good.
I mean, is Tim, you got another question?
Is it a type of candy?
No. Good question.
Okay, yeah, that is a good question. Is it something that would hold candy?
No.
Okay.
So it's not a type of candy. It doesn't hold candy. Is it made? Does it light up?
No.
It doesn't light up. Okay.
However, it sparkles.
it sparkles. Okay. Sparkles.
what?
Now I'm
Hold
lost.
on. Hey, wait, whoa, wait a minute.
Not candy doesn't hold candy. It sparkles.
The sparkle thing really won't help you that much, but it's a fact.
Okay. All right. So we're playing what's in the box. Ben's hidden something in a box. Tim is on the line. He's trying to guess. So far, we know this. It's in the category hashtag blank season, which I'm assuming he means spooky season, but that's just my.
If that's a question, the answer is yes.
Oh my gosh.
What-
Spooky
what-
season. Spooky
Hold
season.
on. Is it something that? I mean, would I hang this up somewhere?
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Doesn't
Hang
hold
it.
candy, you
Okay,
can hang it
sparkle,
up.
You can hang it up. And
And it doesn't light up.
No.
it's stiff.
It is stiff.
Wow.
But again, that doesn't really help you.
Oh,
is it-
wait. Okay, you go. You go.
Well, no, I mean, is it something that I would have at my house?
Yes.
Okay.
In
Gotcha.
fact, you probably do.
At the house.
What?
Oh, wait a second. Is it like no, I don't want to ask that question. That would be a waste of a question. Tim, anything on your mind that you can ask Ben to get
Oh,
closer to the answer here?
Yeah.
Does it?
Is
Oh,
it?
how about this?
Good.
Does it have any writing on it? Is it letters?
Nope.
No
Oh,
writing.
yeah.
Okay.
The text line wanted to know if it was a sign or decoration, but
Okay.
that
You
wouldn't
guys
be
asked
that.
if it was a decoration.
It-
and I
it
said
is.
yes.
You
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
it
whoa,
is a
whoa, whoa, I
decoration.
was just reading the text line. I was just reading the text line, Fletch. 913 making guesses here. Don't jump the gun.
All right,
Brock
Tim.
talk.
Tim, go ahead. Give Ben your best shot here. I'm lost.
Is it? Would it be bigger than someone's hand?
Ooh,
Is
yeah,
it
that's a
bigger
good
than your
question. It's a
hand?
good question, Tim.
It's like exactly hand-sized.
Okay, and you'd hang
Same-
it?
Yeah.
Size as
I-
Ben's hand.
Man, I am completely lost here. You'd hang it. It doesn't light up. It could sparkle.
Wait, is it a?
Wait.
Okay. You said it's not a pumpkin. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
It's not a pumpkin.
It's not a pumpkin.
Okay, you're thinking Halloween, you're thinking decorations.
I'm-
Follow the logic.
I'm thinking maybe is it a witch? Is there a witch involved?
No, but you're getting closer.
Okay, not a witch.
But it's orange?
It is orange,
No,
but that's
wait.
not necessarily the color this thing is in real life.
What? Hold on.
Maybe it's is it a skeleton?
No.
A good guess,
Well, that is
though.
a good
Really
guess.
good guess.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
heating up.
I mean, like a ghost?
No, you're heating up.
Oh my God! Is it?
I feel like I'm out of Halloween decorations.
Is it a vampire?
No, but you're heating up.
What?
Jesus!
Hold on. It's a bat.
It's a bad
You're
decoration.
getting really hot.
Damn it.
Holy
Is it a moon?
No.
What,
Damn
it
it.
got colder?
Damn it!
Wait, hold on.
You guys have 2 guesses left, and I'm hanging up on Tim.
Wait, no, don't hang up on Tim. This
It's
is
not.
our fault.
It's not his fault. It's ours.
Hold
Tim,
on.
Tim,
Wait,
Tim,
what
save
is the text
day.
line saying here?
Ah.
Wait.
Wait.
619
Oh boy. Hang on,
619 wants to know if it's that.
You know what? That's a great question. Ben, is it a rooster? No, I'm teasing.
Yeah, get it, get it.
Answer that
Oh,
question.
wait, hold on. What's another one here?
Is it a gravestone?
913. Is it a spider? What? The box is opening, Tim! The box is opening! It's an orange glitter spider! Why would
Tim,
you
you
say
win.
that glitters?
Wow, that does
Wow,
glitter.
give
Look
me
at that
some
thing.
winner
Because it
music.
absolutely glitters.
I know, but how that throws us off completely.
Tim, all right, dude. You won
Yeah.
you won a pair of tickets to see Avenged Sevenfold.
We need some winners music
Give me
here.
2 seconds. This
love
box is heavy.
What? Yeah. Hang on, wait for it, Tim.
Waiting
Wait
for
it. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats, Tim. You won yourself a pair of tickets to go see Avenged Sevenfold this Saturday night. North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. Congrats, buddy. You're going to be there. How you feeling?
Great, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate
Oh
you
my
listening.
gosh.
That was really hard.
Yeah,
It
Ben's
was
good
so
at this.
stiff.
Yeah.
Ben's good at this. You're good at this. Mine so far have sucked.
I felt like mine have sucked.
I got to pick it up. No, tilapia was a great one. A frozen fish. Nobody saw that coming. All right, Tim's our winner today on What's in the Box for Avenged Sevenfold tickets. We're going to have those available for the rest of the week. Keep it right here, though. We're going to have Kevin AC, Padres Insider, joining us on the newest and the latest from the front office from the Padres. And we got some NFL updates to pass along. We got trades. We got injuries. All of that is next. Big Rich, TD, Fletch.
Your mustache, say the word mustache. A mustache, a mustache. Now we both have said mustache, a mustache, a mustache. If you've only got a mustache.
We've got updates around the NFL we want to give you. It's coming up next. It's Big Rich, TD and Fletch. It's San Diego
TD and
Sports.
Fletch.
Yeah, it is. It's TD and Fletch. Rich will be back shortly. Okay. Had to make a quick pit stop. Everything is fine. He's going to be better for it.
I'm
here.
worried about him.
Nah, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's got this. He'll be, like I said, he'll be back shortly, but it's Big Rich, TD and Fletch, the show. It's San Diego
Light of
Sports
his life.
760. That's what he said. That's what he texted in right now. I mean, I didn't see what you wrote here. Okay, all right, no problem. You were just giving some show updates.
Well, yeah, he's going to be able to do a live update on exactly what's going on.
because he's giving birth. Maybe he should call it. Can we call him? we should call him. Golly. Congrats to Tim, by the way, out in La Mesa for winning What's in the Box, which I'm gonna say that was a difficult one. You threw me off with a couple of those on the
hint
spider ones.
should have been legs to start everything, not spooky season.
I would have got that.
Yeah, but I feel like that would have been too quick. You got to build a little suspense, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, I get it. I'm in with everything he did there. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Rich texting updates on his whereabouts.
Don't look.
No, I mean, I want to be able to. I want to be able to give updates. I don't think we can here.
No,
I feel bad. Yeah.
I want to be able to go support him. Is what I want to do.
Wow.
I want to be able to hold his hand through this.
Wow. What is this here? This Matt Canada on the Steelers has a burner account on Twitter.
So there's a rumor going around that one of his family members has a burner that's like, Matt Canada's not the problem, because every Steelers fan hates Matt Canada. So people think that one of his family members is now acquiring followers and talking about how Mike Tomlin's actually the problem, not Matt Canada.
Okay.
Matt Canada's the problem.
Yeah.
Steelers fans. You're right to be mad at him. Don't listen to this fake Twitter account.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone really think Tomlin's the problem?
No, and no, that's like sacrilege if you're a Steelers fan because of what Tomlin has done for that organization. You talk about the record that he has, it's winning. That's what Mike Tomlin has done. In this year, I promise you, he's going to be winning once again. Like, it's going to be a over 500 record for the 17th time in his career. Like Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's also a defensive head coach. So anybody coming at Mike Tomlin for the Steelers offense that I agree is archaic and it doesn't look like the other offenses around the NFL, just grow a brain, because it's not Mike Tomlin's fault that the offense isn't performing well. That there's one person in charge of the offense, and that's Matt Canada.
I hope you're correct with that, Fletch, mostly because I'm the only one who took the over in the Pocky Chip Challenge for the Steelers with 9 wins. So, well, if they get 9 wins, it's a push. Rich updated us as we speak here. Okay.
We should StreamYard him in.
Yeah, well, StreamYard him. Send him a link. Look, it was just a quick breather he needed to have, and he'll be back and he'll be able to explain where he was, I think.
So I'm curious, Travis, in the next hour we do have Kevin Acey on. It's gonna be the last time we talk with our buddy Kevin Acey, at least for this Padres season. He has told me that we can have him on in the offseason if we want. It just can't, not with the frequency that we currently do.
Oh,
but Kevin Acey coming up at 8:30 this morning. Where is this interview gonna go? Because it's not like there's been any bombshell news dropping from the Padres since the end of the season like we thought there would be.
No, but I would like to know, I mean, if he has any insight on what was said in this Come to Jesus meeting and what would make this Come to Jesus meeting any different than they had like 5 team meetings over the course of the season. So what happened different in this one that everything is repaired? And you know, if he had any new insight on what this 2024 Padres team was going to look like here. And then I'd also like to look back on all the fun times that we had over the season with Kevin Acey.
He's back.
He's back. Oh my gosh. You look so much. You look so much lighter. You look so much lighter. Wow. Oh how you feeling, buddy? How you feeling?
Oh my
that was there was an emergency situation.
Holy Jesus. Yeah. I almost met Jesus, boys.
Well, that's weird that you would meet Jesus on a sales call.
Yeah. Totally strange that. Well, listen, if for anybody's wondering, super nice guy. And it's not Jesus, it's Jesus. He works with the local Mexican restaurant chain, and we might start doing business together.
Oh, you didn't close the deal yet?
No, I think deal's still pending. There's going to need to be some approvals written. I think I'm gonna give. I think I'm going to have to.
Like, am I right? What I just said in your ear?
Yeah. You pretty much nailed it, buddy. Things are spiraling.
Wow. It's what's crazy is, I mean, they say between 12 and 18 hours. Well, I guess it's been that. Yeah, but you're right in that ballpark.
Hydrate yourself. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna need some electrolytes. Anybody have one of those packets lying around?
Dr. Berg's.
Wow.
Some liquid IV.
Super involved business call for Rich. Okay, moving on to some NFL updates.
Wow. Yeah,
we don't have time.
Yeah. Oh, is that all the time we have? Oh, that's a shame. So yeah, JC Jackson going to be a Patriot. That's weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Rich, like, I don't watch Chargers games super closely. You guys know I'm a red zone guy.
Yeah.
But JC Jackson hasn't been that good with the Chargers after having an excellent career with the Patriots. And now he's going back to rejoin the Patriots, who have injuries all over their defense.
Yeah. Chris Gonzalez, their draft pick, just got injured along with Matthew Judon. So the Patriots defensively not only got mopped up by them Cowboys, but they also suffered losses from 2 of their more dynamic playmakers on the defensive side. So help is on the way with JC Jackson, who's used to that system, played his best football in New England. He left in free agency, and there was a little bit of bad blood between Jackson and the front office, namely Bill Belichick. He controls all that stuff. So when he left, he wasn't all that happy with the Patriots, but I'm sure he's happy to go back because in Brandon Staley's defense, it just didn't click. He didn't look like the same player. You're smiling. What's going on?
Well, we got a comment on the YouTube stream from our buddy Paris who said, Rich, are you okay? You sound pooped.
Listen, I got to get back on a phone call, and so we got to scram. Kevin Acey, Padres insider, San Diego Sports 760, going to join us, though, on the other side. Can't wait to catch up with him on what's going on in their front office. Also, if you weren't listening to start the show, we've got problems and solutions. We'll explain on the other side. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It's hour 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Mercedes-Benz. MLB postseason got underway yesterday in the AL wildcard games. The Rangers beat the Rays 4-0 in Tampa. The Rays saw their lowest postseason attendance since 1919. Actually, the lowest MLB postseason attendance since the 1919 World Series. Twins beat the Blue Jays 3-1. In the National League, the D-backs beat the Brewers 6-3, and the Phillies over the Marlins 4-1. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers confirming yesterday on his weekly Pat McAfee show appearance that he is eyeing a return for this season. And sticking with the NFL, we get a game on Thursday night between the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders that is sure to be a stunner. Everything you love about the Mercedes, the style, the comfort, the tech, the choice is now available in electric. The vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Start off easy. Start with the obvious.
This is Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Those goofy bastards are just about the best thing I've got going in this crazy world.
Makes you proud to be an American.
On San Diego Sports 760. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Preller and Seidler have gotten so close over the years, and they see so eye to eye that Bob Melvin is going to be the one on his way out.
Travis, same question. Who stays, who goes, or do both stay?
In a perfect world, I guess we'd like to see all of our friends here stay. I do think there needs to be a change. I think we've already seen changes made at the manager position. We've seen that before with AJ Preller still as GM, and there's still been losing seasons. It still hasn't worked.
Now, here are the guys.
Holy mackerel, we are having quite a day on this show. What
got
time
an hour
is it?
in you, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need an hour.
You're sweaty. You're so sweaty.
We will find out. I'm a little cold right now.
I've got chills.
I don't know where I am. Honestly, it could be 8 o'clock or it could be 11 p.m. I have no idea. I have zero concept of time right now.
It's 8.
The
Holy
room
smokes.
is spinning. The room is spinning.
We are off to the races here this morning in so many different ways. There's so many whispers happening behind the scenes. We have to reset what Kevin Acey said in his article from earlier today.
Oh, well, we're going to have Kevin on in like 20 minutes.
I know, but we want to talk about this so we can transition to NFL so we could get back to the Padres.
All right, well, here's what he said. Rich, take a breather, wipe your brow.
Yeah.
I got you on this
I'm going to
quote.
rehydrate.
So Kevin did release an article yesterday. I think everyone was hoping that it would be an article that was released with actual quotes from AJ Preller or from Bob Melvin or from Peter Seidler. But this is what Kevin had for us. Quote, Padres president of baseball operations, AJ Preller, continued on Tuesday to conduct business as usual as he would at the end of a season, lending credence to the belief that he will return for a 10th season. It also appears that manager Bob Melvin will return, according to people who have talked to both men. This has not been confirmed, and team officials did not comment on Tuesday. So Jim Russell actually had the tweet of the day yesterday. He posted just this clip from the article and said, nothing says everything is great, like saying, I'm doing business as usual after a complete collapse.
Yeah, I get it. Look, I don't blame anybody for feeling that way. I really don't. I don't blame anybody who wants, AJ Preller fired or Bob Melvin fired or Juan Soto traded or Manny Machado traded. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people are going to have like these knee-jerk snap reactions to what we all just witnessed, which was inarguably one of the most disappointing seasons in Major League Baseball history. We're not just limiting this to Padres. Like across Major League Baseball, there's only a few examples that even come close or top how poorly the Padres played, considering how stacked of a roster they had.
Yeah, and I mean, as Padre fans out there are calling for someone to be fired, I don't know if it's necessarily because they're looking at this going, I hate this guy, get him out of here. Not getting that feeling whatsoever. I think the feeling is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And it feels like we're going to do the same thing over again here with the Padres.
Trav, you are so 100% spot on. And that's how I feel. Like personally, it's like, I just need to see a change because I'm sick of what's happened in the last 9 years and I don't want it to happen at 10. And last year was so much fun. This exact time of year right now, when they were playing the Mets in the first wild card round, We were all at Fair Play. I got COVID. Do you remember how fun that was?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
that
a
was
blast.
such a great night. Meeting people, high-fiving dudes I've never met in my life.
COVID.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I traced it back to that exact night, actually.
You got the 19 dog. You got it
That
bad.
was the first time I got it, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. And to not have that this year and the expectations being greater heading into this season, it just feels like this is such a failure that something needs to change.
Well, that's it right there. That's the key word, expectations. Last year, it wasn't expected. I mean, it wasn't supposed to happen. Tatis went out. He was gone for half the season. They went on a run that it was improbable. I mean, I don't know if I don't say no one, but this team all of a sudden lit up. We had the LFGSD. I mean, all this chant, the goose on the field. I mean, there were so many things that we were able to latch onto as fans to watch this improbable run. Unfortunately, they just ran into a red hot Phillies team, and that's what stopped it.
I look at this season as a failure. I don't think there's any other way to look at this season, but the further we get away from the finish of the season now, and I understand we're talking about days, we haven't even reached the 1 week mark. We don't even necessarily know if what's being reported is 100% actually going to be the reality that we face.
We still have that sick feeling in our stomach, right, Rich?
We certainly do. And that has not been resolved. Tragically, that has not been resolved, even though really we've been battling. It's been a battle for 2 rounds now.
And here's the other problem. With the season here is, yes, it's only been a week since it's been official, or not even a week since it's been officially over. But the problem is weeks ago, a month ago, you were looking at this, what they had left in the season, going, there's just no way. I mean, the season felt over so much longer ago. It just wasn't mathematically over until hours ago.
Travis, you're speaking like a fan, and I'm very much so like you. I'm a fan of this team, but I'll try to relate it back to my time as an NFL football player. And I know Major League Baseball, very different season. You're playing 162 games. You're playing multiple nights in a row, sometimes double headers. You're on the road with these same people, sometimes for 2-week spans. I mean, it's a very different game. But I will say this, an atmosphere that keeps changing, that's not a healthy atmosphere. Consistency breeds success. Consistency breeds familiarity. Consistency where you consistently wake up and you realize, like, okay, I know Bob's personality. I know how he's going to react to this win. I know how he's going to react to this loss. I know where he's thinking when we get into this situation. Like all of a sudden, you're into your 3rd year with a manager. You're starting to hem things up and getting things battened down pretty good. And if you switch it now, right, after an NLCS run and then a winning record, albeit a very disappointing season like it was this year, if you switch it now, all these players are going to have to learn whoever it is, Gabe Kepler's, the way he likes to do things. And they're going to have to try to hit it off with him and figure him out. Change always seems better, and then the change comes, and then you're like, you know what? I miss that old house. I miss that old job. I miss that old car.
That's what we're all sick of, right? It's not the fact that what's on the field was a problem this year. Why are we still talking about what's happening off the field? That should be all hemmed up already, right? Everyone should be professionals there, veterans there. AJ Preller's been doing this 9 freaking seasons.
Yeah.
Bob Melvin's been in the league for a ton of time. It's that part should just be handled.
Yeah.
Why is it that part is affecting the on the field part? We have Kevin Acey coming up at 8:30 this morning, and I've been texting with the old Kev Meister this morning.
Yeah.
And I texted him asking him to do the video stream, and he said, phone, please. No one will see me until February.
Wow.
Followed up by, except when we all go out to dinner.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey.
And then I said, oh, Kev, you don't even know. They got a pumpkin spice espresso martini coming to the menu for the fall. So we need to go ASAP.
What?
And this is what's going to piss you off. Are you ready for what's going to really grind your gears?
He's going to say something nasty about pumpkin spice.
This is the quote from Kevin Acey. I believe pumpkin spice is a blight on humanity.
Wow.
Them's fighting words, K. Them's fighting words, K.
Well, we're going to get into that. We're going to dig down deep there and find out what the root cause of this hatred is for.
21 minutes from him getting
Mhm.
blasted.
Hey Ben,
Blasted.
I'm sure you're part.
Because of Rich.
Yes, that's correct. Only
Yeah.
if he's behind him. You're going to be happy here, Fletch, because, and I'm sure you're part of these numbers. The Golden Bachelor on ABC has now hit a 3-year high for the franchise in ratings, and it is now set records for streaming views of an ABC show on Hulu. So, I mean, is that your show? Is that your show?
The Golden Bachelor?
The Golden Bachelor.
Hang on a second.
What about me? Screams Golden Bachelor.
Well, I mean, Granny Zone.
I have not watched a second of it.
What-
I do keep getting my freaking Instagram and TikTok full of ads for it.
Yeah, because you were on Granny Zone.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
not.
Hold on. There's a cast photo here of all the contestants, and everyone looks very nice. The Golden Bachelor himself is in a tuxedo.
He is a handsome fella.
Yo, big time.
What's his name?
And I don't know. I can look that up in just 1 second. But there's all the women around him. They all look beautiful in their ball gowns. They look like they're very dressed up. And then for some reason, right here in the front row, there's some lady in a tracksuit, like a jogging suit.
Yeah, it's like Melissa McCarthy crashed the party.
It's weird.
So wait, answer a couple questions I have. Trav, I'm assuming you've watched the first episode.
I have never.
Yeah, you have. So let's answer a couple questions for me. I hear that instead of the rose ceremony being like after a night of drinking and dinner and stuff, now it's in the morning.
After a night of bridge mix, I have no idea.
Because they're all
mix.
old and they can't stay up late.
I have no idea. Is that factual?
That's what
really.
Two Pros with a Cup of Joe were talking about it.
Hang
I
on.
have zero interest in this TV show.
Have you ever watched any of The Bachelors?
Yeah, at one point I was in a like fantasy football bachelor style.
It's a legacy team.
Yeah, I hated it so much.
Hmm.
It was in college and like cute girls were trying to get me to watch, so I watched.
I'm trying to find the
Wow.
trailer for the Golden Bachelor because I remember laughing out loud when I first saw it. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
he's like, I'm gonna find love here. I'm like, you're 80. You found love.
No, he's like 70. He's like 70.
Oh, shut the hell up,
What-
Jonathan Rifkin.
Wait, what do you mean?
Golly.
What? Why? What did he text in? Golden Bachelor is amazing. Don't hate. You know what? JRiff, we can send you the login info for Fletch's
Hang on a second. Here,
grannyzone.com account.
I think I found it. I think I found
Oh,
it.
you putting the
All
putting the
right.
trailer in the rundown here?
Here, play this one. This is.
Don't worry. Jonathan said tracksuit girl didn't get a rose.
I'm not.
God, Jonathan, stop texting me.
What? Who was what? Tracksuit girl looked like a nice lady.
All right.
Oh.
So I sent you the trailer. Here, give that a play. Let's see if we like just based on the trailer. Let's see if like we can get into it.
Yep.
It's worth staying up all night. I love how like the older you get, like
for Brady.
the
How does
older
the FCC feel about the F word?
you're not thrilled with it.
Rip said that the reason that the rose ceremony was in the morning is because of that clip of where they had to stay up all night. Yeah, he had to stay up all night to get to know these ladies.
Yeah, and think about that. Think about the commitment that you have to make when you're 70 plus to stay up all night. I mean, shit, my grandma, my parents, for crying out loud, they're like in bed at 6:30.
Oh my
I'm in
god.
bed at like 7:30.
Nine-
I'm 27.
9 o'clock rolls around and I'm like, I'm done. Remember when you were younger, 18, 19, 20 years old and you didn't leave the house until 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Now it's like if somebody says, hey, do you want to go somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, it starts at 8:30. I'm like,
I put another Q&A with the Golden Bachelor. I don't even know this guy's name, but I just like him. Could you just play this clip? It's him guessing what words, like Urban Dictionary words, mean.
it's them playing what's in the box.
Yeah.
That may have been an episode of Sesame Street. Well, I do believe that catfishing is when you take your arm and you jam it in some mud, and then you want the catfish to bite on your arm, and then
That's
you pull
noodling.
it. Well, I thought noodling is when you were laying in bed and spooning your partner.
I will say this: it does sort of feel like a little bit. The Golden Bachelor is happening in New York with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Before the injury, it was a little bit of like, will this older gentleman fall in love with this young roster?
Dude, I want to know.
Find out what happens in 2023 when the New York Jets welcome in Ron.
So, like in the actual Bachelor, they do like home visits and stuff. You know, where he has to go like meet the parents and everything.
Mhm.
So, are they just gonna go meet the grandkids?
No. They're gonna go to grave sites.
They're gonna visit cemeteries.
What about the smush room? I think that's from Jersey Shore, but when they go get it on when he does the date nights.
What?
Is he gonna
I
sleep with
think in
four
the
of them?
Bachelor-
Does he even have the stamina for that
The
anymore?
smush room-
Wait.
The smush room's just a den with his favorite chair.
This guy, hold on.
And a nice book, as well as a pipe.
He falls asleep watching Jeopardy.
Dude, this is not ageist at all. If you're old out there and you're still getting it, good on you.
Listen,
But
hold
I'm
on.
saying
hold
more
on.
times might kill the bastard.
This guy, what's his name? Jerry Turner. He's 72 years old, and he's a widower. Yeah, widower.
So his wife died.
His wife died.
So
Yeah,
look,
so nice job making fun of Jerry Turner, Fletch.
I'm not the one whose wife is dead and tried to go on a dating show to get laid.
that's a great point. That's a great point. Also, you have not done that. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
I will say this about this show. There,
Imagine the dead wife's family.
this is by the way a survivor pool that women are interested in.
Mhm.
Like, we all like to pick which team we think is definitely a lock to win in the week, and then obviously the last man standing, that's the one who ends up getting the prize at the end of the season. That is the same exact thing happening on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. It's just designed for a different demographic.
Dude, I hope they have an ambulance on site.
What, have you seen this dude? This
So-
guy is in better shape than I've ever been in my life, by the way.
So there is usually in one of these rooms in the house like a bowl full of condoms that is not alive for these reality television
Big
shows.
Brother's the same way.
In this one, it's just a bowl full of Blue Chew.
What's that weird? You had the weirdest smirk on your face when you were like, Big Brother's the same way.
Because earlier in this season of Big Brother,
You ever
the bowl
watch
of
After
condoms-
Dark?
The bowl of condoms went missing.
Yeah.
The whole bowl?
Wow.
Yeah. And
Was
so
there
they're like,
more
"Where
than
are
one in the bowl?
It's not like
Wow.
toilet paper. Triple ply doesn't help you better. I mean, it's just one will do.
Well, the MLB Wildcard Series officially underway. I'll give you those scores one more time here. Rangers 4, Rays nothing, Twins 3, Blue Jays 1. D-backs beat the Brewers 6-3. Phillies beat the Marlins 4-1. But in the, I guess, world of basketball, the world of pop culture, Michael Jordan is now so rich that he's considered one of the wealthiest 400 people in America.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Forbes has just given him the honor here. They said that, well, I'll tell you how he got this here, but let's see. According to
It's gotta be the
according
shoes.
to Forbes. Yeah. According to Forbes, he's number 379. He's just behind Vince McMahon from the WWE, but it's
Sorry,
not just the
I
shoes.
wasn't listening at the bebeginning. Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, dude. That
So-
dude's rich.
Is it the shoes? No, it's not the shoes. That helped, but that's not nearly what took him to $3 billion. He sold his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets for $3 billion. Do you know how much he paid for it?
I'm guessing hundreds of millions.
$175 million.
Yeah.
I know he's also really successful with the golf course that he owns.
Mhm.
And it's because of exclusivity. Like, you cannot get a tee time there.
Is it 23 Ranch? Is that what it's
It may
called?
be.
Something like that?
Maybe. But it's really, dude, it has drones that drop off beers and hot dogs for you. But literally, the only way to play that course is to be invited by someone who's a member of it. And the membership costs on that place are absurd.
Really?
Hundreds of thousands
Well,
of
dude,
dollars.
Yeah, but we're talking when you're talking $1 billion, hundreds of thousands is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. I mean, selling it for $3 billion when you paid 175 mil. Good Lord. I mean, this guy is
Have you
amazing.
seen what
here
Mark
it is.
Cuban paid for the Mavericks and what he's going to be able to sell it for one day?
No, what did Cuban pay for? Do we know?
It was
Hundreds of millions.
I think it was less.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a $5 billion franchise.
I want to say it was like less than $100 million that he paid for it with.
Unreal.
Yeah.
How about this? Michael Jordan is opening an exclusive. This is back in 2020, right on the other side of the pandemic. A private golf course in South Florida near his home. Grove 23, it's spelled with Roman numerals, features 18-hole golf course, clubhouse, pro shop, learning facility designed by Bobby Weed Golf Design. The course is named after Jordan's number 23. And if you look at pictures of this course, it is one of the most spectacular places I think I've ever seen.
And this might be hearsay, but apparently when he was designing this course, he actually designed it to match his game a little better so he would have a leg up on betting people.
Well, so that's another part of it. So yeah, by the way, here's a drone dropping a food bag, delivering to somebody who's playing on the 9th hole.
Perfect. Yeah, that happens.
Grove 23. Okay, and then the other thing that happens is apparently Jordan makes a habit of going around the course and just randomly betting people on holes. Like he'll tee off with you from 12 and he'll be like, closest to the pin on this par 3, $5,000, who's in? And if you have the money to play there, nobody's turning it down MJ to go closest to the pin. And so he's just constantly engaging with like the members of the club, their buddies who they get to invite. And apparently that exclusivity, people walk away feeling like, oh, I got something out of it. I definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I could, if I had a couple 100,000 that's just burning a hole in my pocket, that's on my list of things to sign up to do.
This looks like it's computer generated.
It's amazing.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it looks fake.
Listen to this. So this is back in August of this year. Tom Brady auctioned off a round of golf with him and Jim Harbaugh at Michael Jordan's private golf course, Grove 23. The winning bid, try to guess how much.
1.5
$1 million.
No, I that's shockingly high. $155,000
that makes sense.
for 18 holes of golf with Tom Brady and Jim Harbaugh. Proceeds are going to go towards Michigan athletes NIL. So Michigan just got $155,000 because Tom Brady, former Michigan quarterback, Jim Harbaugh, current head coach of Michigan football, paired together to give someone a free round of golf.
What do you think we could get if we were like a free round of golf with Big Rich and Brady Hoke?
Easily $155,000, I would say.
Yeah, we've tried this before. We have to give away the rounds.
Oh, right, right. And we do have to ply them with alcohol. Okay, speaking of plying someone with alcohol, we've been begging him to come out drinking and eating steak with us any day but today. Any day but today, Kevin.
Really, within the next 35 days, we can't do it?
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a really good point. Trust me, there's good reason why. And part of the reason is because we're on the reduction phase of a certain diet. We are losing weight at a tremendous rate. Fletch, he's down 24 pounds. Travis is down more than 20 pounds. I've lost 31 pounds since 3 Sundays ago. It's been 3 weeks and 3 days. I've lost 31 pounds.
That's bonkers, man.
Yeah.
It is bonkers. We're coming up to 100 pounds collective as a show here.
That is absolutely insane. And it's all thanks to SD Fat Loss. You can find them at sdfatloss.com. If you're watching on the stream on Facebook or on YouTube, rather, you could see Ben Fletcher. He just lifted up his shirt. When he turns sideways, we can't see him anymore.
Yeah, it disappears.
It just looks like a line drawn on paper.
The only reason we can see him is because he's glowing gold.
No exercise needed, no counting points or calories, no prepackaged meals, none of those gross tasting pretend chocolate or vanilla, protein bars. This is just 100% food. It's a little bit of discipline, and it's check-ins from their great staff. Dr. Wayne is your guide. Chloe is your coach. These people are experts. They answer all your questions. They have an integrated app that gives you the full dietary plan. You can access that at any time. You count your meals and you put in your water log. I mean, that's really what it's taken. It's taken eating a couple times a day, getting plenty of water, and the weight has just poured off. So if you're interested in getting your weight under control, take it from a couple of guys who have all lost 20 plus pounds in 3 weeks. 20 plus pounds in 3 weeks. We're only halfway through the reduction phase. We're looking to lose a lot more. SDFatLoss.com, SDFatLoss.com, 858-665-3211. Again, if you're worried about your health, if you're worried about your weight, if you're like me and you've been struggling with this for a long time, you look in the mirror, you don't like how you're looking, and you want to see change, real change on the scale, just call them right now, 858-665-3211. Kevin Acee joins us next.
What is going on in these Padres come to Jesus meetings, and what will the 2024 team look like? We talk with our insider one last time. Kevin Acee coming up next.
This update is presented by the Jim Betrayal Real Estate Team. Kevin Acee going to be joining the show next to talk about the Padres, who did not play in the postseason last night, but other teams did. In the AL wildcard games, the Rangers beat the Rays 4-0 in Tampa. Twins beat the Blue Jays 3-1, snapping an 18-game losing streak for the Twins in the postseason. Phillies beat the Marlins 4-1. D-backs took down the Brewers 6-3. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers confirming yesterday on his weekly Pat McAfee show appearance that he is eyeing a return for this season. And the Chargers making a move today, trading cornerback J.C. Jackson back to the Patriots. It was a bunch of late-round draft pick swap that got that done. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrayal has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. A bittersweet day here, boys. A bittersweet day. Because today is the final day that we get to talk with Kevin Acee. Oh, he's not on the phone yet. I'm so far ahead of the game. We don't have him yet. We don't have him yet, Rich. Yeah, we're working things out. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I was just reminding Ben that we have a sounder to play for Kevin Acee because he always yells at us. He's like, "You gotta give me time." Yeah. But yeah, Kevin Acee, for one last hurrah. We will take him out for a dinner at some point here in the coming weeks. I feel like he's going to want a little distance between the baseball season and maybe us before he can come to terms with all of that.
You think, though? I mean, we might just be like a palate cleanser right off the get-go. You know,
that could be true too.
I mean, you may want to have lunch and then dinner.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, let's ask him if he wants to do 2 meals. Yeah. You know what? We will right now.
By Kevin Acee on San Diego Sports 760. Brought to you by Hamul Casino. Hamul Casino, fun above all else. Quidel Ortho, changing lives one test at a time.
It is our weekly visit with Kevin Acee, Padres insider, San Diego Sports 760, best friend of this show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, also beat writer for the Padres, San Diego Union Tribune. On the phone line with us this morning for the final time this Padres season. Unfortunately, it's no longer the Padres season. It is now the Major League Baseball postseason sans San Diego Padres. That's an unfortunate reality that we're all beginning to face. Kevin, I don't know about you, but we all turned on postseason games at different points in our household, and it hits a little different when the Padres ain't in it. Is that how it felt for you over there at your home front?
I followed along, but I did not watch any, and I'm a little confused because they are the San Diego Padres when it comes to the postseason. Like, they've been 2 times in like a good number of people's lifetime. Like if you're in a sophomore in high school or younger, they've been twice in your lifetime. Like, this is more the normal, and I would think that would be more the takeaway. But yes, this immediate world we live in, yes, last year was a lot of fun for all of us. It is much more fun to cover a winning team. It is. I don't like this. I have a job, but I shouldn't say I don't like it. I still get to watch baseball. It's cool, blah, blah. But I don't relish covering a bad team that has all this drama and stupidity going on. I loved covering the postseason. So if I weren't in a salty mood this morning, I would have just said that. But instead, I had to do a little rant. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I appreciate it. Actually, you know what? This is a perspective that I brought to the table yesterday on the show. And by the way, if you use Sans Diego in any of your articles, just please credit Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. That's all we ask of you. No, look, Kevin, what I was saying is, are we getting a little spoiled as a fan base? And I wasn't even saying it. I was more asking people to look introspectively because, yeah, there were great expectations for this season and those expectations weren't met. But as you perfectly illustrated, this is a city that's not used to winning. This is also a team for now 2 straight seasons have finished above 500. That's something that very few teams in the more recent past could say here in this city. And also, when you think about it, an NLCS run and an 82-80 record, if these were flipped, like if we had the 80-82 record last year and then the NLCS run this year, maybe it would make more sense. Maybe expectations wouldn't be so high. but there's been this like letdown year here and people are freaking out. Are we becoming a little spoiled as a fan base?
I think there's a lot that goes into it. I think that nice trick, because you're the guy who gets to ask the question that you're really saying. Let's be honest. Okay, you're really saying it. So you're not just asking. I know this trick.
What
okay?
are you talking about?
Okay, but the rest of us are stuck answering it looking like a-holes. So here's the deal.
Kevin's been in this game for a while.
A little bit of that. I don't see any way around it. Some of the sort of like expectations when like this was the 17th winning season in franchise history, 55 years. So there's been a lot of losing. Okay. There were 2 other 500 seasons. So we're not even at 20 of 55 that haven't been losing seasons. But on the other hand, especially if you're like a jersey buying, ticket buying, and time investing fan that has been sold a certain bill of goods, then you have every right to have expectations. I don't care if you've been around for 2 years, right? Like if what you were told and the ticket price increases and all that stuff, if you're literally invested in this team, then you have the right to have those expectations. So, and they were supposed to be better. Like there's a lot of justification, I guess, that I can make for certain aspects of this team that are explanations. I'm not making excuses for them. But the fact is, after all of that, whatever explanations I can have about this injury, or hey, this was historically unlucky, or hey, this was how close they were, or whatever, they failed. It was a terrible, terrible 1 year failure. I'm not saying that means that the Preller era is a failure, or Melvin's a failure, or the players are failures. I'm saying they failed in 2023.
Talking with Kevin Acee, our Padres insider and very best friend in the whole wide world. And he writes for the UT. You'll probably see an article coming out, I would imagine sometime soon, Kevin, about Big Rich, Didi, and Fletch changing the radio landscape here in San Diego. We're looking forward to that. But you did write an article yesterday, and you said business as usual over at the Padres. And I mean, Preller, Bob Melvin, everybody's expected to stay in the same place. Did they have some kind of meeting? Was there a come to Jesus meeting? Is everybody friends now? Do you know?
Yeah, they had a meeting, described as good, described as productive, obviously some rough moments, but, and I don't have any other details than that. I wasn't in it. What happens is when a whole bunch of information gets out and people aren't happy about it, I mean, at some point you push them far enough and a bunch of tight-lipped people over there. So not a lot of details right now. I think the expectation has been for a week now that they'd both be back. Yeah, are there some other things? Are there other jobs out there? For Bob Melvin, possibly, sure. But right now, it's status quo. Like AJ Preller is going about his business. And the word is that Bob will be back. I haven't officially reported that that's the case, because there's not anybody that is willing to say 100% that, and that's my threshold, is like when I put something out, it's got to be like, this is what we're going to do. And it's the truth in that moment that, hey, this is what's happening. And I don't have that yet. But there are no indications, zero indications that is not the case. So I think we can all just kind of go forward, believing that is what's going to happen. And, life's funny. And I don't think there's any doubt that everyone there, not everyone there, just all things considered, with how ugly it got, that there would be some relief if there was another job out there for Bob Melvin. But they're not going to fire him. That's not going to happen.
Kevin, this is going to be a 2-part question. The first question I'm going to ask you, and then the second part will be a quote that I got from an inside source that needs to be brought up. Okay, so the first question: when the hell is AJ Preller going to talk to the media?
Should be pretty soon.
Okay, and do you believe that there's some sort of responsibility he owes to the 3.2 whatever million fans that walked through the doors at Petco Park this year to talk?
Yeah, they do that every year. I think that it could be understandable that, given the drama of this year, that they needed a few days. but they do that every year, and he will do it. Yes.
Okay, the second part here, Kev. I got this quote this morning that says, "I believe pumpkin spice is a blight on humanity."
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a part I fight it. I embrace a lot of things in this wonderful world, this ever evolving world. That's one of my get off my lawn things of like, what the F? Like, why frick, by the way? Like, what in the world? Why? Why do we have to understand where I'm coming from? Put salt on my food. Like, if you, I was taught if someone serves you shoe leather, you say, "Thank you very much, ma'am," and you eat it. That's just like, I'm just like, give me some freaking coffee, maybe an Americano, but pumpkin spice, double pump this, triple pump that, syrup. Come on, man.
I don't know. I kind of look at it so much differently.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I look at it, Kevin. Pumpkin spice. It sort of feels like, in a lot of ways, a spirit animal. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it says fall.
I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly.
And double pumping and triple pumping is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, I make a habit of it, Ben. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I guess what I'm trying to say is it embodies
Single pump guy. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm a single pump guy, not double or triple.
You're a single pump guy.
What?
Listen, I'll tell you what I used to be.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm a single pump guy.
Well, especially in the fall, it's kind of chilly. Look, here's the deal, Kevin. Enough of the tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Let's lock in a date. Let's lock in a date right now. What day can we all sit down and maybe have a steak and a couple of double pumps together?
Probably. I mean, do you guys want to do it in November?
I like the sound of that.
No shave November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we all meet up with some mustaches? Yeah.
I'm looking at my calendar.
Mhm.
I'm out of 10 there. Okay, November 31st.
November 31st.
Wait, hold
that not a
on,
real day? I know this trick. I know this trick.
30 days past November. 30 days.
Yeah. No, 31st doesn't work for us, Kevin. You're not going to get out of it like that.
We're not free, Kevin.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're not free on February 29th either. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a silly try. You guys, I knew you were way too smart for that.
Yeah, we
Put
are.
your calendar,
We are
November
smart.
17th, Kevin. It's a Friday. We're gonna get weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
You got to wake up pretty early.
We'll figure it out.
to
We'll figure it out.
fool Big Red
We,
Stadium Fletch.
Give me some of that first link there while we have Kevin on the phone as we get ready to say goodbye for the final time in 2023, and it breaks my heart, Kevin, because we love you.
We do.
And we've become so close that we really are the best friends we could ever have. Do you feel the same way?
What if this were our last time ever?
Wait, like, who's gonna die?
Yeah. I mean, I guess at any moment, any of the three of
That's
us.
true.
I mean,
That's true. And Rich nearly died at 7:45.
it's also accurate. It's been a rough morning, Kev. But assuming we all survive until the 17th of November, we'll see you there.
Yes. 17th
Okay,
of November. I'm locking it in. Right? I honestly can't tell you guys how much it means to me to hang out with you once a week. I can't.
No.
I can't tell you that.
Wow, my heart is so full.
I feel like
mean,
you just gave me a hug through a telephone.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was possible, but I felt your warm embrace.
Should we all say it one more time here on the air collectively?
Sure.
Kevin?
We love you. Okay. We'll see you.
It wasn't great.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
So good.
Yeah. You're the best, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Didn't
Oh,
say
he
it.
just hung up
He
on
did. He hung
us.
up on it.
Oh, wait, we got this one more time, too.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we don't have that? Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
You got to do
Yeah,
it, Ben. You got to close it out one last
wait,
time.
wait,
Ben, we need the
Kevin AC on San Diego Sports 760 is brought to you by Hamul Casino. With thousands of slots, table games, and a sports bar voted San Diego's best, Hamul Casino is always a fan favorite. Quidel Ortho is proud to be the official diagnostics partner of the San Diego Padres. Quidel Ortho has been making a difference every day, changing lives one test at a time.
All right, before we scram, I just want to talk to everybody about San Diego County Toyota dealers. If you're not driving a Toyota, you should. I didn't drive a Toyota. My first car, well, I'm not going to badmouth another brand, but I bought a car. It was used. It was a brand that I thought was reliable. I was wrong. I had transmission problems. It stunk. After a third major breakdown, I was finally convinced to go to a San Diego County Toyota dealer by somebody who had recently bought a Toyota and said, these things run forever, man. So I had just rented a 4Runner and I decided to get into one myself. And when I went down there and I test drove one, I bought it new. This is back in 2017. I've had it ever since. So we're on our 6th year with this car. No major breakdowns. The only thing I do is change the oil. I put some gas in it. This thing runs like a tank. It's got plenty of room for the kids in the back, plenty of room for storage, plenty of room when folks come into town. I have a 3rd row of seats. It's comfortable for every single person sitting in that car. And if you're not into the 4Runner, if you want to check out some other SUVs, they got plenty of them. You want a pickup truck? How about the Tacoma? How about the Tundra? Benny drives around in a Tacoma. He loves it. They have electric cars. They got the Prius. They've got a full fleet of electrified vehicles with Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of those cars. I drive around in my mother-in-law's Prius when I go up to LA, zip around, Westwood and things like that. It feels like you're in a spaceship. I love driving their electric cars too. So if you're interested in a new car and you're thinking about what your next purchase should be, I strongly encourage you to head down to your San Diego County Toyota dealers today or head to toyota.com. We make it easy.
We got some NFL updates we got to get to. It's coming up next.
We have some special guests in studio. Noreen Ippolito, our San Diego chapter boss. Also, Katie O'Brien. Hang on as I run away from the microphone.
Yeah.
You guys both want to get on?
Yeah,
the mic?
Katie, jump over here.
Yeah, why not?
Come on. Why
It's
come
good to
everybody
see
says no?
I know. It's like it's not.
Gosh.
Look, we're a bunch of idiots, and they give us microphones.
Right.
So
right.
smart people like you, no problem.
We were just talking about doing country stations here.
Yeah.
We were doing a country station.
I
I worked at a country station. Do you know what my country name was?
What was
it was a frog based station. They called me Travis Tribbett. Damn it.
Can we start calling you that on our show?
That's why I wanted to unveil that today.
Big Rich, Fletch, and Tribbett. Just
right.
just moseying along here through the mornings.
Right.
Actually, Noreen, is there any way we can flip our format to country? By tomorrow.
Okay, okay, no problem.
We're gonna need you to take down all this bannering.
Yeah.
This has got to go. We need mostly frogs.
We are kidding if we're talking to anyone from the Aztecs.
Yes,
we're joking.
We did say joke.
This is a joke. We have a Bar Car Friday coming up, and Katie O'Brien visiting from our Phoenix market. You're not going to be here for Bar Car Friday, and we have. What's your favorite drink?
Just fireball, just straight fireball whiskey.
Straight up
cinnamon whiskey.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
You are the first human being who's ever actually admitted that.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Wait a second. Are you a sixth grader who's stealing your parents' hooch?
Wait, were you a Goldschlager's person growing up?
There's no question.
Jaeger. Oh, hold on. A Jaeger and a Monster.
I'll tell you what,
Jaeger bring it on.
Jaeger has a special spot in my heart, and it always will. Katie, it's a joy seeing you.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping by. Noreen, we will see you Friday. There's no question about that. Okay.
Fireball?
Yeah, we should get Fireball.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hey, all day long.
We're just gonna be
at
sending
Halloween,
selfies to Katie.
At Halloween at my house, I get the little tiny bottles of Fireball for the adults that come by to trick or treat. We're a hotspot
For 15-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't give it to the 15-year-olds.
Thank you, Kevin Acey.
Unless
you came
they
on
look
the
like
show a
adults.
little bit earlier. If you missed that interview, go find it on the free iHeartRadio app. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Texters, Roadies, Hangers, Bangers.
Woo! All right, that's a show. We'll see you tomorrow. The Herd is next. San Diego Sports 760.